goes the website. All right, let's see. The levels is good. The levels is good. The levels is good. What a boy.
Okay. Big man, you want to hear some hot takes? Let's see how woke you are. You know something about podcasts? Hell, diga, man. Excuse me on one, man. I got these three drunk uncles with a sports podcast. They say they got fire takes, pure fuego. You find them wherever you listen to podcasts at. If it's what they say it is, you like and you subscribe. Listen, like, and subscribe, yeah. You know how to call into the show? Yeah, man, do the Podbean app. You'll need headphones with a mic to call in. That's no problem, man. They'll also be at Sharky's, 8:07 p.m. on the first Wednesdays of the month. You may get some free Blue Chew. And they keep receipts, so if anything happens in the sports world, MyT's gonna drop a take faster than a rabbit gets fucked. There's only three things I have in this world. My word, my balls, and this podcast. And I don't break them for nobody. MyT Sports Season 7.
I know it's another beautiful day and your boy stuffing his face already. Let's get right into it. Yo, raise the curtains so we get started. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one annoying Untitled Chapter. Yo, this is another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. It's hot as shit. I ain't gonna lie today. It's like 83 degrees. Worth the cash money. They said we was gonna have. Let's see. Wait, today's March 30th. Let's start there. Right? They said we was gonna have highs of 83, lows of 72. I'm just getting you guys situated on Instagram too. Shit ain't right over here. Right? We got a big day in sports, folks. It is, because you already know it's Monday, right? So, you know, if every single Monday, that means we have ourselves not only just the tea of the weekend coming up, right? But that means we have a whole weekend of sports to get into. And boy, has it been a weekend of sports to actually get into. Man, I don't know if you guys have been out here. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I don't know if you guys have been seeing what the fuck is going on here. But man, oh man, like I hope you can keep up today. I hope you're ready for the energy level that we have coming for you guys ready today. It is a big show indeed, folks. We have I got a game on in the background. I'm real happy, folks. We're gonna talk about the Heat and Celtics, Game 6. And yes, folks, Game 7. We managed to get a Game 7 out of the whole entire thing, folks. Unfortunately for us, COVID struck again, folks. Yep, COVID struck again. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I was always mad at baseball today. I was really almost mad at baseball today. And then I realized I was only looking at it from New York colored glasses. We're going to talk about that in a second as well, too. The Lakers, they get a new head coach. We're going to talk about Davis versus Romero. If you guys don't know by now, I'm going to bring it up again. Today is Memorial Day, folks. Yes, indeedy it is. Hold on, let's get some sparkle in here. Oh, this one don't got no sparkle. You don't got no sparkle, B? Nope, this one don't got no sparkle. This one don't got no pizzazz left in it. Right? But today is Memorial Day. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna get touch into that a little bit, folks. Of course, you know we have a new Blue Chew promo code for this week for you guys. we're going to get into a little bit of tea of the weekend. We're supposed to have a special guest today, right? We're supposed to have one of the drunk aunties come and join the podcast today. We'll see. So we'll see if Caitlin comes and join the show the way that she said she was supposed to join the show today. Of course, we're gonna talk about freeing Brittany Griner and her long stint of being wrongfully detained. We have the NBA Finals are officially set, folks. We have matchups, folks. The game finals, whatever. We have the finals matchups to get into. We have Rangers Game 7. That's actually the game that we have on right now. We have a WWE walkout. We're going to talk about Heat culture. We're going to talk about Boston's, whatever the fuck they have in Boston's, right? Boston's crooked ways. We're going to talk about Dub Nation. And also, again, we may dabble into the Celtics' historic run. Because I don't know if you guys have realized, but they are on the verge of a historic run. Now, with all historic runs, as Golden State has learned the hard way, you have to bookend it. And you have to complete the task. You have to understand the assignment. We'll talk about all that and a little bit more right here on the MyT Sports Podcast. Right? But you guys already know how it gets down, folks. Regardless of the time. And you guys and you insiders know what that means.
Take that.
And regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a good time to talk some sports. So, let's start talking. We're back at it. Should I bring Rick and Flan here? Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. Man. It's crazy, right? Let me tell you what's so crazy about this. Because I feel like there's not a lot to talk about today. But then I feel like we got a whole lot of shit to talk about today. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So, let's not waste any time here. Let's get directly into the birthday party, get that started, right? And then we'll get directly into the sports right after that. Yo, like my boy Chill Will likes to say, because he always feels some type of way when he's neglected from the podcast, right? So like my boy Chill Will likes to say, hey, yo DJ MyT, go ahead and drop that beat.
You drop takes, don't you?
Wrong beat. Yeah. Yeah. I got a drink in my cup. Yeah. And you know that it's clear. Yeah. And don't you dare. Yeah. And give me your snares. Yeah. Because it's my cup. Like we just my cup. And I don't even give a fuck. Yeah, because it's in my cup. I'm wildin'. Styling. Profiling. Yo, yeah, your boy's wildin'. MyT Podcast. You guys got your drinks ready? You guys poured it up? Got it stirred up? Got your little ism ready? You ready to blow it up real quick? I didn't know TikTok was so strict. You can't twerk on TikTok? Oh, that's good. And that's strong. And we on. Cause we live. Yeah. We juke and jive. Alright, let's get started with this birthday party, right? So the first birthday shout out we would like to give is to my homeboy Gilbert, right? It's my homeboy Gilbert. Oh shit! Everybody okay? I'm sorry. I just saw the goaltender for the Rangers on the floor, and I wasn't sure if he caught like an elbow to it. He gets one save, gets another save. They try to get another one in there. He gets another save. Oh damn! Somebody was in his nuts. Okay, he over here saving the ball, and goddamn, And there's players with the opposing team with the hockey sticks all in his dick. Yeah. Did you see his opposing teammate comes and flies and jumps right between his legs? Sturkin. And let me go ahead and say this now, right? Before we get any further. The game that we currently have right now is the New York Rangers versus the Carolina. What the fuck is Carolina? Tar Heels? Panthers? Terrapins? Terrapins? Light Blues? Well, whatever they're called. They're currently down right now. Right? And this is game 7 for the New York Rangers in Carolina. They're in Carolina. Carolina has not lost a game at home this whole entire playoffs. So basically this is at game 7. Every single game the home team has won. Now granted, Rangers have won on the road so far this playoffs. Carolina has won nothing but home games. They've looked like two completely different teams away and at home. The best case scenario has happened already for the New York Rangers. They scored 2 goals early. And now they kind of get to sit back and play a little bit of defense, which is what Carolina was going to hope to do, right? Was score early and then sit back and play defense, kind of play prevent puck. Right? Like, I'm not going to give a puck to you. So now the fact that the Rangers have this early 2-0 lead, that really helps them. And then, as you know, the Rangers have one of the best goalies in the game, hands down whatsoever. We're talking about MVP caliber, face of the franchise, face of the league, kind of good in Shesterkin. So, before you went any further into the podcast, I just had to mention that to you guys because I don't know how my mood may change because I am officially emotionally vested. And also, Game 7 in hockey. Game 7 in hockey. So let you know, I'm watching both Game 7s right now. I am rewatching Boston-Miami Game 7 for about like the 5th time. I'm lying. I think it's the 3rd. 4th, including the original. This is the 4th time. And I'm also watching Game 7 of New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina Hurricanes? You feel like the Florida team will be named Hurricanes before with Carolina. I don't know, Carolina have a lot of hurricanes like that, but whatever floats the boat or blows the wind in your hurricanes. Right? Like, yeah, right? Because isn't one of the Florida Gators. Miami, Canes, Hurricanes. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Alrighty. Can we get this birthday party back started? We got distracted. I didn't even sing my song for you, right? Because, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it, yeah. Check it, yeah. Because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Alright, first birthday we would like to give out to is my homeboy Gilbert Marte. Gil happens to be one of the homeboys that we've just met from around the way, from constantly drinking and just partying and doing our thug this. He also worked at, and we also share a local watering hole in Sharky's. You know what I mean? Gil was gone for a while. He was in Carolina. For a while, and he's no longer in Carolina. In Carolina, Kentucky, one of them slow ass places. Sorry, Carolina and Kentucky, but you guys know that you ain't the most fast paced places populating the planet. But yeah. So I want to say happy birthday to my homeboy Gilbert. He had a birthday on the 28th, folks. That was on Saturday. Then we move over to Sunday, and I had a birthday for my sis, Eddie Brissett. Edleen, happy birthday. Also, I just heard before coming on the air. I know I didn't text you happy birthday, but I heard before coming on the air we was discussing it. Rest in peace. I heard that your mom just passed. My condolences. My condolences all around. Right? So you know what I mean, rest in power as well. We understand that you're going through that. I have to make sure that I hit you up tomorrow. Also, want to say happy birthday to Pete Coyle. I don't know how me and Pete became friends, to be honest with you. I think Pete may just be related to my homeboy Joe. I don't know. I blacked the fuck out on that one. Right? So, happy birthday, Pete. Also, I'd like to say happy birthday to the fabulous Kiki Roberts. I just want to let you know, Kiki, I keep up with them. I still do my squats. I still be getting my squat on. I still be getting my squat on, B. You know what I mean? So you don't got to worry about that. We still squatting over here. And lastly, but not leastly, right, for birthdays in this cycle, I want to say happy birthday to Stacy Dara, right, the sister of one of my lovely friends. They're in Connecticut, right? They're in one of the berries, right? North Berry, South Berry, West Berry, East Berry, Dingleberry, right? Like they're in one of the berries. So want to say happy birthday to her as well. So let's get them all in here. Let's get them all into the room. Let's bring them all in. Let's get them all right. So to Gilbert and to Edley and to Pete and to Kiki and to Stacy and to sorry, I was feeling myself, right? What these bitches want from a nigga, right? We want to say happy birthday. We hope you party hard. Hope you enjoy everything. Regret nothing. But more importantly, we hope you get your weekend at Birdie's on, because the weekend just passed. So I hope you took advantage of, I hope you're still taking advantage of this long-ass weekend that we have to celebrate your motherfucking birthday and continue to stay. I'm cleaning my glasses. I don't know how this looks on camera. Can you see what's going on down there? Like, I know you guys will see, like, I just want to say happy birthday. Hell, you know, I'm on the first thing on a Monday. You know, but it's a good Monday to be wildin' though. It's a good Monday to be wildin' though, right? Let's go ahead and get into it, right? And like my boy Chillwell would like to say, right? Hey yo, DJ MyT, go ahead and cut the beat. Man, where have you guys been? Where have you guys been? It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope pod to step to. Right? There has been a lot of shit that has happened since we last spoke, folks. Friday. See? Here we go. 1:30 left. 90 seconds left. And I knew it was like with 2 minutes left, they were up by 11. They're up by 9. The Boston Celtics are. In a comfortable position to damn near win it. Jason Tatum is over here in his triple threat stance. You know what I mean? Like looking like one of the I never thought that was his though. I thought that was Candace Parker's. Right, looking like one of the 2K animations. But I really thought that animation was okay. So New York Rangers had a power play early, and looks like we're just about 2 seconds left in the power play. Woo wee! What a shizer of a shot! Went right by the goalie. See, here we are. What, 1:11. Now it's a 7-point game. Let's do this, folks, before we get too distracted, because there's a whole lot of shit for us to get distracted by today, right? There really is. There's a whole lot of shit for us to get distracted by today. So let's get directly into it. Let's start off the podcast with the way we've been start off a lot of Monday podcasts, right? And that is with just a little bit of the tea of the weekend, where we spotlight, right? We pour up just a little bit of the topics, you know what I mean, that caught our palate over the weekend. Beautiful lies. listen to this message. Folks, and it is a time again for our tea of the weekend. Pour it up, pour it up, pour it up. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't normally a gossiping kind of man. I ain't the person that likes to get in front of a whole bunch of people and start talking a bunch of shit. That's not generally my style. But if you know, you know. I like how this sounds. So we gonna pull this up one time for the one time. It is officially time for that tea of the weekend. Now, for the very first piece of tea that we got, we heard that the Los Angeles Lakers hated it. I'm sorry. Sorry, chill, Will. You fucked with me or not. But yo, I gotta get that drop though still. The Los Angeles Lakers have officially hired their new head coach. Whoa, don't be disrespectful. It's the Los Angeles Lakers we talking about here. It's it's LeBron James. The Bus family? To live and die in LA? Is it because of who they signed? Is it because it's Darvin Ham? I get your point. Now, to add to that, right? The Heat actually managed to force a Game 7.
Hey, tell Draymond I said I appreciate it.
For real. Tell Draymond we said he appreciate it. Because without Draymond Green going out and pontificating the way he did about who he thought was going to win the matchup. Now remember, he said something very specific. Draymond Green said, it's not about who we want to face. It's who we think is going to win. And that is Boston.
Hey, tell Draymond I said I appreciate it.
And that was after Game 5.
Hey, tell Draymond I said I appreciate it.
So Game 6, the Heat came out and they looked like they had a little bit of bulletin board material as motivation. And when the game was all said and done and the smoke cleared and Jimmy Butler was over here smoking up the OK Corral, there was only one sentence left to let the world know where this spark of energy may have originated from.
Hey, tell Draymond I said I appreciate it.
Now, Draymond Green wasn't the only one talking shit. Right? He wasn't the only one talking shit. Oh, no. We also had a fight between Gervonta Davis and Romeo Romero. Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? When you call a man a hoe, but you don't come up and perform during the show. Romeo, oh Romeo, will you live to regret the words?
Little T-Rex on I'm in your. Yeah, I'm gonna knock this chump out.
We're gonna talk about that little piece of tea a little bit later. We're gonna pour that one up too. But as the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, they play Game 7. Jeez. Who is that? Who's number 13? I just noticed something. We're going to talk about that. We're going to pull that one up too. Well, we got 9 to T though. 9 to T. But Miami Heat and the Celtics, right? I got you.
There is a reminder for Talon.
They decided that they wanted to finalize their series in a... Okay. Are you guys not hearing me? I see people coming. I don't see nobody staying. And am I missing everybody when they come through? 1, 2, 1, 2. Watch how I come through. The Heat and the Celtics decided to finalize their series in a Game 7. And as they beat each other down and they wear each other out, and Jimmy Butler plays 48 minutes and Jason Tatum plays for 45, one of them is going to win. And one of them have already won. As they look across the bay, or across the way to the bay. And there's only one thing they can really say. As we get game 1 of the NBA Finals on Thursday. So, Heat and Celtics, they would have had today, Tuesday, and Wednesday to rest. At least 3 days, 72 hours. Enough time to let the body relax, right? Decompress, cold bath, hot bath, massages, you know what I mean? A little sucky fucky. What kind of fuck you give me? But I lost that train of thought. Oh, Warriors. Warriors have been resting for like almost 10 days now, right? Almost 2 weeks now. 10, 11, 12 days. They've been chilling. It could be interesting to see who gets Chris rocked first. As it keeps looking like Will Smith has found a way to start a trend that, listen, either this is a new trend or we just never really noticed it before today. That has to be the only thing I can think of. But folks, even while we get Warriors versus whomsoever, for Game 7, it was slightly affected by COVID. And while we had a masterful Game 7, we didn't have no greens. Yes, folks, no Mike Breen. Sorry, we had no Breens. I said greens. We had no Mike Breen. Instead, we had Mark Jones, which means that we weren't able to hear any.
Thompson three-pointer. Bang!
And to be honest with you, maybe that's the reason why a shot didn't go in. Maybe it was because they didn't have the legendary icon there waiting to call it like.
Thompson three-pointer. Bang!
But you know what, folks? I'm not going to hold up your time much longer. I think I've spilled enough tea for the day. And also, I would like to get right into the sports. So, I just want to say.
It's over! It's over, ladies and gentlemen!
Interesting. I actually took all the regular tea time. Okay. Now that we got the tea of the weekend covered up, we've poured it up, we sipped a little, we're feeling some type of way. Let's get into the sports.
First of all,
Happy Memorial Day. That's first things first. Right? Happy Memorial Day. Salute to all of my brethren, all of my sisters, all of my brothers in arms, all of my sisters in arms, right? All of those that have made it, all of those that didn't make it, right? Even though Memorial Day is really for the ones that didn't make it more than anything else. So, we would like to wish a happy Memorial Day to the families of those that paid the ultimate sacrifice for their country. Our thoughts, our prayers, and our hearts continuously go out to you guys. But also remembrance for everybody that does put their mind and their body at stakes so that everybody could have a piece of that American pie. I wholeheartedly salute all of you. And I really hate you guys right now because I'm having like a mini PTSD moment. So, let's talk sports. Because I've learned through a lot of my therapy that talking sports really helps my PTSD. I mean, I see you, KJ. I see what you saying, but fuck yeah. Which way did he go? Oh man. Okay. Memorial Day is over. Not over, but you know what I'm trying to say here. I gotta get past that. I have to get past that moment. Folks, we have to get that. I gotta get past that moment. Like, Heat fans may need to get past the outcome of this weekend. And if they need to get past it, that may be the first indication of what may have happened if you haven't seen what has happened so far. But before we get to the climax, before we bust that Heat nut, let's take you back just a little bit to Game 6. We have Game 6 set, right? Miami Heat is down 3-2. They're going back to Boston. Boston has the opportunity to clean it up right here. All, if not majority, you know when we say all means basically 90%. But 90%, I'm still mad Al Horford kissed that trophy. I hope that's a sign of that's the highest you gonna get. More hints of what may have happened. New York Rangers are still up 2-0 in the second period. It had Game 6 was crucial, right? Because the Miami Heat, they came out with a purpose. And I feel like after they were up 1-2, I feel like they allowed themselves to, I feel like they took the took their foot off the pedal a little bit. Now, granted, they were injured. So, in a way, I felt like they played with Houseman. Like, they didn't muscle through the injury. They played to their injuries in games 4 and 5. We saw a tentative Jimmy Butler. We saw a Jimmy Butler that will penetrate, but he would keep pulling out like, oh my God, this is too good. I can't finish in here. Right? When we know that Jimmy, there's one thing that Jimmy thrives in, and Jimmy thrives with penetration and contact. And you saw him avoiding contact for 2 games. Well, that didn't happen in game 6. Jimmy Butler came out there and we saw Supreme Jimmy. We saw I am hopped up on Blue Chew Jimmy. We saw come here girl, I'm about to rock your world Jimmy. Like we're talking about like we're talking about I'm driving 4 states to come see you Jimmy. Like we're talking about I've maintained a long distance relationship with you for 3 years, Jimmy. Like, you understand the kind of Jimmy that we saw on game 6? Like, I'm gonna tell you this. There's a saying. There's a saying from a wise woman, right? One of the wise drunk aunties in the world. And what she said was, yo, that's that, like, I ain't got shit to do in the bubble. That's that Rachel Nichols Jimmy. You understand what we talking about here?
That's because she was calling out to that Jimmy.
We're talking about grade A prime Jimmy. 47 points. Put the team on his back. I've told you guys for years that Jimmy Butler, and I know that probably when I first said this, you guys probably looked at me with the Scooby-Doo face. What the rock you walking about? But I said this a long time ago. And this was when Lance Stevenson was still in the league. So this is how long ago it was. That Jimmy Butler is cut from the same DNA as LeBron James. Like people do it at different levels, but how they do their work, how they their makeup of their squad is kind of the same. And I always thought that Jimmy Butler was in that same DNA as LeBron James. As I thought Lance Stevenson as well is in that same DNA as Jimmy Butler and LeBron James. They just do it at different levels. There's tiers to what they do it at, but they're the same makeup of player. And we made a list the other day about the greatest players of all time. And I'm telling you right now, I may have to put like playoff Jimmy in the discussion, because you know what? I started wondering, right? When I thought about that the first time, and KJ, you're gonna have to hurry up and get here, because this is the part of the conversation I'm gonna need you for. Right? Hold on one second. This motherfucker, he driving this shit. Hold on one second. Wait. Can we do that? Wait. No, wait. That's not what I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Wait. Stop that. Okay, wait. I don't know. Wait. There we go. Bam. Booyaka shot. Booyaka shot. So, and before you come up here, there's burgers and hot dogs downstairs if you want something to eat before you get up here. If you want to make yourself some food. So, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm watching the Miami Heat walk through the hallway at the end of Game 7, and it panned to Udonis Haslem, and it reminded me of a meme that somebody said, "No, why UD mad like he just played 48 minutes and missed the game-winning shot?" there giving it his all. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Heat fans, I don't mean to laugh at your. Actually, yes I do. Whether it was the Heat or the Celtics, just know I was gonna be on here laughing at somebody's pain today. So, Heat fans, just know I'm not specifically laughing at your pain. I was gonna laugh at the pain of whatever respective person lost this series. You just happen to be the individuals that were.
But they are what we thought they were.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Fail this city! You have failed this city! You have failed this city!
You could have just
What's
said
going
it.
on? Twitter.
You have failed this city!
We're at the game 6. Jimmy Butler was amazing. Jimmy beat the C's up from pillar to post. We're talking about face down, ass up, keep your mouth in the pillow. That's the way we like to fuck. Jimmy raw dogged them. Completely. Game 6. And to be honest with you, it was classic Jimmy. Game 6 was classic Jimmy. Let me, and that's my bad. I should have pulled up their numbers already. I should have pulled up his numbers from Game 6, right? Because I forgot what his free throw numbers were. But we're talking about straight missionary. It was nothing fancy. There was nothing cute. There was nothing pretty about it. It was just dribble, drive, penetration, contact, free throw line. 47 points. That's how Jimmy got it. That did his work. Straight missionary. It wasn't I'm gonna turn you around and give you this long ball. Like, nope, wasn't none of that shit. It wasn't like, no, we gonna flip each other upside down and we gonna try to 69. Nope, wasn't none of that shit. It was straight missionary. So that makes me wonder, right? So that's what makes it a little bit even. I don't want to say it makes me wonder, but that's what makes it a little bit harder to swallow, right? In Game 7, when in Game 6, you had what's going on, Marlon? In Game 6, when you had the formula, you fed it to them. You understand? You shoved it. You shoved Jimmy right down their throat all game long. So why in Game 7 to win the game you want to release early? Bad Jimmy. Bad Jimmy. That is premature shot taking. I ain't gonna lie. It reminds me of the shirt that and you know what? Jimmy Butler, I'm gonna let you know right now. You're not motivation for the shirt. Your motivation for me putting the shirt out sooner than I probably would have. Because I probably would have procrastinated a little bit longer. No. I'm going to take advantage of your plight. Sorry, Heat fans. You're going to hate me this week. But it's okay. I'm going to let you know what kind of fuck I give you. Game 7, as I mentioned earlier, Game 7 just started off weird, right? And it started off weird because
Johnson three-pointer. Bang!
we had no Mike Breen, right? That was the very first thing that happened. No Mike Breen whatsoever. Mike Breen catches COVID, so we have Mark Jones. Who? Mark Jones. Who? Mark Jones, exactly. Mark Jones ain't bad. This ain't old Mike Breen. – Wait 1 second. 1 second. I'm watching the Rangers playing. He's on his knees. Who is this? Lindgren? Lindgren? I don't know who the fuck any of these players are. Kreider, Fox, Shesterkin. He can barely stand. He's trying to use his hockey puck. He's trying to use his hockey stick to help him stand. I don't know if he's concussed or not. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, damn. Yeah, so he gets smashed into the wall, but he was low already. So he kind of scorpioned into a wall. How the fuck you scorpion while standing? And that's what happened to him. Yeah, they're helping him skate off. He can't, so I don't know if he fucked up one of his legs. He may have fucked up his, okay. See, he told you he's scorpioned. So he may have fucked up his left leg because he's skating off the ice, but you don't see him putting any pressure on his left leg. I don't know how important Lindwin. Okay, you hockey fans, you got to come out here and talk to me, B. Because I don't know how important Lindwin is to this Rangers team. But as he should be, the coach for the New York Rangers is highly upset. Carolina has a power play now for 2 minutes. Wait, a Carolina power play? Aren't power plays generally rewarded to the team that the penalty went against? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because a power play means that you're missing a player and you have an extra man on the court, right? On the ice. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 4. Took a shot. He missed it. Let's get it down there. Shesterkin with the block. 88 miles per hour. Puck coming through. Puck out of here. Send your shit back home, son. A minute left in the power play. Carolina comes back down. Nope. And the puck is going the other way. Carolina goalie has it. They release it out the back. Okay, here they come. Are they going? Yep, folks, they are going empty net, I think. I think there's 6 on... I think it's 6 on 4. They are definitely going empty net. Are they going empty net? No, they ain't going empty net, did they? I gotta see that net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here we go. They're trying to get it. They get a shot at it. Nope, no shot. They're sending it up. Back. Oh, damn! Yo, hockey players are fucking amazing. Yo, dude threw himself on the floor to, like, not even the goalie. Like, one of the players threw himself on the floor to block that. You seen that shit come banging off his helmet. Okay, all right, Carolina comes back across the line. They're going for, see if they can score. Nope. The Rangers send it back out, but nope, here we go. Carolina again, sending up for a shot. Goes back to the Rangers, and they send it back down to Carolina's end. 2 seconds left in the power play, 1 second left in the power play, and New York Rangers have survived the power play, and they are back at full strength, folks. I've never ever in my life tried to call a hockey game. I don't even know if to hockey people that sounded sufficient, but that's all I got. That's all I got. You have the Rangers coming back and they're attacking now. Number 79, he pushes the ball. He gets it up. They see they break around the corner. They say they send it behind the net. Rangers still have it. They're fighting for it. They're still fighting for it in the corner, fighting for it. Carolina gets it out of there. They clear their net. All right, now Carolina's back on the attack with number 22. Clears the half. They took a shot. The puck went flying up in the air. He caught the puck and let it fly back and let it drop back down. I don't know what the rules on that is. Carolina player did that is. Folks, here comes the Rangers player, folks. Look at him skating, weaving, ducking between people. Gets the puck back. Gets it again. Nope, Carolina gets it back. Did they call a little bit of sticking? Nope, no sticking. Carolina has it. Rangers have it again. Okay, we're going to back up here. I can see, to a basketball fan, I can very easily see why hockey is so exciting. Now, what I wonder though, right? Because I feel like soccer and hockey have the same level of action. Yet, hockey just seems way more exciting. Is it the helmet? Is it the gear? Is it the pads? Is it the extra equipment that you can use? Is it the fighting that they allow? If you allow soccer players to all of a sudden start fighting each other. Jason Tatum giving out secret signals to his people. Like, yo, catch him in the back. Fuck him up, B. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I started the game over. It's the beginning of the game. Hey, yo, ref. Remember what I told you. $14.8 million. If you know what I mean? We gotta find out why Jason Tatum was over here twitching his ear before the game, signaling, you know what I mean, trying to sign secret signals to whoever he was. Let's get back into this. Game 7, right? As I'm starting Game 7 over again for the Miami Heat versus the Celtics. So I'm about to watch the tip off again. The Celtics have a 5-0 record in the 2022 playoffs following a loss, and the Miami Heat have a 4-0 record in Game 7s at home under Eric Spoelstra. So one of those records we're gonna give today. Game 7 just started out way too slow. Like, there's a lot of, like, I've hinted to a lot of things that may have happened. I've hinted already towards the outcome. If you've paid attention already for the last hour, I've already hinted to even what the final play may have even looked like. But that's the end. Let's take you on a journey into sound, right? And what wins and losses generally sound like is how the game generally starts sometimes. Or how you start certain quarters, how you start certain halves, kind of energy level you come out with. And it was shockingly to say that the Miami Heat didn't come out with the necessary energy level that you would think they would need to close out a game at home. With all of this Heat culture that gets thrown out there, you expected them to start off more professionally. And they didn't. They had a slow start in a Game 7 elimination game. I know there was a lot of other determining factors. But let's start there. Let's start with your first question. If I tell you in the very first quarter or in the first couple of minutes to start off an elimination game, Game 7, that you have a team that didn't come out with the proper energy, your next assumption will probably be where they probably lost the game. Everything else in between kind of doesn't matter. Their first impression kind of set the tone. The Miami Heat were down 17 early in this game. Early. And that's the deficit that they're continuously fighting to try to win this game. You heard us just talk, right? So, listen to what I just said. They were down 17 early. These are two physical teams and two defensive teams. Mind that. Now remember what I just said earlier when we were talking about the Rangers, about the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. What did I say? This is good for the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers came out and they scored 2 early pucks, which means now they can kind of sit back a little bit. They don't have to. They can be a little bit looser, right? They can do what they do best, and that's Sturkin again with another save, right? And that's sit back and rely on their defense, right? Knowing that you have one of the better defenses in the game, you have one of the best goalies in the game. Rangers still talking about here. That this is probably the best thing that could have happened to the Rangers if they're gonna try to win a Game 7 against a Carolina team that hasn't lost a game at home. We just told you a bunch of stats earlier to start off this Boston and Miami series. Boston 5-0 after a loss. Miami, Game 7, 4-0 under Eric Spoelstra. Period. That's Doc Carter. So I understand the emotions that go into it. But by logic alone, 17-point lead in a Game 7 to a team that came out lethargic, to a team that's having their jump shots blocked at the 3-point line. Bam Adebayo can't, not making easy baskets in there, and at the rim. What do you expect to happen? Now, there are going to be a couple of plays that get highlighted as the reason why the Heat lost this game. And all of those are true. Yep, 100. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. Yep, those are the reasons why you lost. You lost because Jimmy decided to do something new and was like, "Turn around, girl, stand on your head. I saw this on TV. I'm gonna try to jackhammer you." Like, you understand? When in Game 6, all you needed to do was be missionary Jimmy. You got cute. Not only did the Miami Heat start off slow in the first quarter, they also started off slow in the third quarter. That started off slow in both halves because the Miami Heat made a run. As basketball is a game of runs. So if we're talking about a game of runs, that means there are runs to be made. As long as you keep your feet moving. Like, come on, Forrest. The first and so the Miami Heat, right? They closed the lead out in the first half, right? In the second quarter. We're talking about this like a 2-possession game at the half. But then the slow start in the third quarter again ultimately becomes their demise. And granted, it was just a slow start. Miami Heat won the third quarter. They just started too slow. They're playing from behind. We know what playing from behind looks like. It's a lot of extra exerted energy. We're talking about a guy that literally just played over 40 minutes the previous game and put up 47 points. And now you have Jimmy Butler in here. We're in the third quarter. Jimmy has not taken him one break. Jimmy hasn't stopped. Jimmy took his blue chew and became a 2.5-hour man. He was on his romantic call. I want a romantic call. He was getting his Patcherons. And yet, Jimmy Butler, 48 minutes. Jimmy Butler's 35 points, who again outscored Jason Tatum, as he has consistently done. It just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough, Jimmy, for to put away the black hole that is the Boston Celtics. You needed more Jimmy. You needed a bigger performance out of Jimmy. And Jimmy gave you a hell of a performance. And we understand people are beat up. Jimmy had to get shots in his legs. Tyler Hero came out for 6 wasteful minutes. Just couldn't do anything. You understand? RJ Barrett and Tyler Hero had the same amount of points in Game 7. Yep, a big fat fucking donut. RJ Barrett's not didn't even play in a minute. Not even on any of these teams. This game had all of the full theatrics. We're talking about Marcus Smart and Kyle Lowry. They're flip-flopping all over the place. But also drawing charges, making the refs, or forcing the refs to make a call. Even though when they weren't forcing the refs to make a call, the refs were forcing their hand and making calls their damn self. One of the key pivotal plays, excuse me, is the 3 points erased by Nick Strauss, whatever his name is. Yes, that is a pivotal play because sometimes you just understand momentum, right? Instead of being down by 1, you're down by 4. Instead of their next shot putting you down by 3, you're down by 6. Instead of now your next 3-point shot making this a tie game, you only cut the lead to half. You only cut the lead in half, and still need another possession or two to try to break this game open. Like, these little things, even though you may not realize it, they're deflating and they matter. They deflate you just a little bit. And you keep doing that. You keep poking those holes, and eventually you have nothing left to give. You're deflated. You're out of air. No air. No air. The other reason why you lost this game was free throws and 3-point percentages. But one of your big 3-point shooters not there. One of your other shot critters ain't there. You're like, I'm gonna talk about Tyler. Don't you know that you're my hero? He's not there either. So we get the drop in percentage, but we're talking about 67% from the free throw line. Under 30% from deep ball. Like, I'm sorry, that's. I've now given you 3 fundamental reasons on why they would have lost this game. 1, you just started off slow, first and third. 2, you're not hitting your 3-point shots. 3, you're not hitting your free throw shots. So you get into the line, but you're missing 11 free throws. 11? Come on, B. Stop it right now. The fuck you trying to win? Fuck is you trying to win? And yet with all of those downfalls, with all of those mishaps, with all of those fundamental hiccups, the Miami Heat, the New York Rangers just scored their 3rd goal with 3 minutes left to go in the second period. Folks, the New York Rangers could be going to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they'll probably end up losing to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, that's probably going to end up happening, like, real. So, as I'm enjoying the Miami Heat's failure, just know that my New York Rangers are going to end up failing me in the next 10 days or so. Yeah, let's talk. Jimmy Butler, all 48 minutes. Jason Tatum, 45. Jimmy Butler again outscores Jason Tatum. Now, in the final 2 minutes of this game, the Boston Celtics are up by 11. Technically coasting. to a W. Kyle Lowry took an early foul. His early second foul early in the game. There was like 9 minutes still left on a play that he didn't need to. His defense was back. Everything was set. Boston Celtics at this point in time are up 9-1. 3 minutes have played. Miami Heat has scored 1 point. This is how they started off the game. The best team in the East. See, Miami Heat fans, they wanted to feel slighted by what Draymond Green said after Game 5, but ultimately,
But they aren't what we thought they were.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
This city! You are failed this city! You have failed this city!
You could have just said he was nuts.
You have failed this city!
ultimately you failed your city. And you had the opportunity, like, even after being down 11 in the final 2 minutes, the referees swallowed their minutes in the final 2 minutes. There were at least 3 different plays where Boston drove to the lane in the last 2 minutes and nothing was called. I was thinking like, oh, it's over. They're about to go to the line right now. No call. Miami gets the ball back. They score. Boston goes back down like, oh, here goes a foul. It's over. Because at any point in time, if Boston scored one time, if Boston goes and makes one free throw, it's a wrap. You've killed all momentum that Miami has had, and you are going home as Eastern Conference champions. But nah, referees swallowed the whistle. You guys can't make a shot at the end. Miami is coming down. They're scoring point. They reduced the lead. It's down to 9. They come back. They score another one. Next thing you know, it's a 5-point game. Yes, folks, just like that, it's a 5-point game. We're talking about like 40 seconds left. Nick Strauss takes a horrible shot. Fucking horrible shot. It's one of those no yes shots. We're talking about completely, like, what the fuck are you doing? You got blown piece of holy shit. He made it. Even me, as a Heat hater, watching. Also, I'm a Celtic hater. I want you to know I was hating both of these teams equally. So I basically was a mutual hater. Even I was like, I wanted the Heat to win. Let me also let you guys know I wanted the Heat to win. I live down here in South Florida. I wanted that energy to continue to be down here. So I can touch, I can feel it, I can be a part of it because it's palpable. I would benefit from it for the podcast. I wanted that to happen for the people down here. But it does not mean that I can't rejoice in, laughing at your pain. Sorry. Oh, man. So, but Strauss makes the 3-point shot. It's a 2-point game. 30 seconds left. Boston goes down the lane. They try to get another shot. They miss that. It's a 2-point game. Here goes Jimmy. Rising. Gets the ball. We're like, yo. This is the Jimmy moment we've all been looking for. Al Horford has 1 foot underneath the basket damn near. He's backpedaling. It's just Jimmy and Al. Al and Jimmy. Jim and Alfred. Alfred and Jimbo. Space and opportunity. Jimmy Butler comes up the court. Doom. Doom. He looks Al Horford in the eye. Al Horford is backpedaling. Come on, motherfucker. Come on. Jimmy Butler dribbles. Doom. He looks at him and goes, fuck that. I'm jacking it, bitch. Folks, Jimmy doesn't penetrate. Jimmy jacks it. And that's why they got fucked. Jimmy didn't go to his strength. Not to say that he hasn't made that three-pointer before. Not to say it wasn't a wide-open three-pointer. I'm just saying Al Horford is on his heels. You could have went and tried to finish through contact, even though you understand that the referees have been swallowing their whistle. You could have went in there and made a little floaty. You could have went in there and tried to bang it and put your Jimmy on his forehead. But instead of Jimmy penetrating, Jimmy jacks it. And I'm sorry. We all know that jacking it doesn't feel the same as the real thing. Ultimately, you may have gotten the rock off, but you still end up feeling like a loser. Jimmy misses that three-point shot. Wide open. Now, there is time left. But Miami Heat can't get the ball back to try to get another shot. That's to tie the game. It was a 2-point game. Jimmy Butler missed the opportunity to tie this game at 98 because he decided to go for the game winner. What with a winner and one. Bad Jimmy. Bad Jimmy. Premature ejaculation. I would have rather he tried penetrating. But also, if we're going to hold Jimmy Butler accountable, I also have to hold Bam Adebayo accountable as well. Bam Bam, Mr. Flintstone, what the fuck are you still doing in the backcourt? Why haven't you come back down? It's the last play. You got time. You're telling me that you're not thinking to yourself, I can catch an alley-oop, I can get a putback, I can get something? No, you're standing back watching like you're us. You over there on the side, acting like you're Drake and shit. You over there basically looking like fucking, what's his name? The fucking DJ Khaled and shit. You became a fucking spectator. There's a lot. I mean, there's some blame to go around. I ain't the kind of person that likes to point the fingers. What the fuck did I just do? Where am I? How am I turning my volume up? I'm sitting on a remote somewhere and I don't know where it's at. Okay. I don't know what the hell is happening. My TV's possessed. Folks, so we're now in the second period of this Rangers and Carolina game. It's still 3-0. Looks like they're preparing for the start of the third period. Because the thing that gets me, right? Go back to the hypothetical that Jimmy penetrates. But in this hypothetical, Bam Adebayo is also running the floor. So let's say the refs are swallowing their whistle. This is where you get the easy putback. Nobody is there. Nobody. This could have been a 2-on-1. Actually, where the fuck is the rest of the goddamn team in the play? You're telling me with 17 seconds left, right after a missed shot, this is a one-person fast break with all the marbles on the line? That's the... See... These are the shits that fez me up. These are the things that gets overlooked. The effort also on that last play was piss poor. So they started off the first quarter with bad effort. They started off the third quarter with bad effort. And they finished the fourth quarter with bad effort. That sounds like loser, loser, loser. And you know what ultimately happened?
But they are what we thought they were.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
This city! You are failed this city! You have failed this city!
You could have just said he was nuts.
I am nuts.
You have failed this city!
I understand. I respect the fuck out of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players in the league, hands down. Understand that. I hate the Heat. Jimmy Butler's one of my favorite players in the league. There's a lot of talk, right? And I didn't look this up, but it's been popping in my head. Right? There's a lot of talk about if Jimmy Butler's a star player, a superstar player, what? And I'm gonna say this again. Whatever level of star player that you're trying to determine if Jimmy Butler is a part of, yes, he is. Where is he on that list? He may be at the very bottom. Just like how, like Kirk Cousins or David Carr is like right at the bottom of the top or whatever it is of mediocrity or whatever. They're like, oh, if you got to be just right above that person to be considered. You know, if you're below this guy of the bench, Jimmy Butler is the benchmark of being an all-star, of being a superstar. Whatever stardom you're trying to put on him, 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, or 4 stars, or 5 stars. We know he's a star. We know he's an all-star. And if you're trying to figure out if he's a superstar, and if you're trying to figure out Jimmy Butler is fucking a superstar, we got superstar Jimmy in this motherfucker. Nothing less. If you want to put him at the very bottom of that superstardom list, right, that you have to pass. Did you see that we got?
Oh,
Burgers in.
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
But this is crucial content right now. We got NBA playoffs, conference finals. We got big moments. We got people who had superstar moments, but just couldn't get enough.
I said.
We got New York representing.
You see that? I got New York representing.
It was great. It was great. We talk over the week. You see how I maneuver around this shit.
Yeah, that's how you have to though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's trying to leave just enough room to kind of squeeze.
With a full cup in my hand, with a little bit of white Hennessy left over.
Oh shit!
Oh, I already poured my shit.
I'm about to get that.
Little
Shit. Talk.
Little white.
I'll get myself a shot.
Little white
You
Hennessy.
got white Henny? Listen,
White Hennessy.
I take my white pure.
You heard? You heard? Hey, hold on. I might need myself a shot glass. Fuck that.
Listen. So let me say this real quick, right? And then I'll let you hop in on this, so I can at least go rinse out these glasses. Whatever level of superstardom that people are trying to determine if Jimmy Butler is, yes, he is. Is he the door to get? Is he the guy right at the entrance? Like when you get into that door, Jimmy Butler's like, "Hey, my nigga, you here?" Like, is he maybe the first guy in there? Probably, but he's there because we had a joking list, right? Was it last week? Greatest players of all time? Playoff Jimmy has to be in there. I am sorry. I'm just mad that he decided to smack it, flip it, and rub it down for that last play.
Why you mad?
Because that's why he lost the game. Because he should have just went missionary Jimmy. How did he put up 47?
Why?
How did he put up 47 points in Game 6?
You mad because he went for the jugular?
Missionary Jimmy. Missionary Jimmy was getting the job done.
You know how Jimmy is. Jimmy is the nigga that says, "Yo, I need to take this shit."
He should have took a blue chew.
I'm waiting for him to come back, man. Cause listen, forgive me, y'all. You know I try to get up here when I can, and shit. Yo, man, that was a beautiful. That was a beautiful game. It
was a beautiful.
Let me tell you something. That's a Game 7 that honestly took me back to the days, yo. Because it was just like, this shit has been missing. It's
been the East, though.
No. The problem that I'm having with a lot of these big games, clutch playoff games, whether it be game 6, game 7s. Back in the day, motherfuckers was ready for the moment. Today, these niggas are not ready for the moment like this. I'm not talking about this series. I'm talking about other series. I'm talking about the Milwaukee Celtics. Everybody else wasn't ready for the moment. Why? I don't know. You just won a championship. How you not ready for the moment? Phoenix. Oh, God. Brooklyn. Whoa.
Listen, there's been a lot of
just not ready for the motherfucking moment. And it blows minds.
There were a lot of teams this year that we thought they were different.
Choke artists.
But ultimately, they end up...
But they are who we thought they were.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt.
Tell him again,
You
Hank.
make me sick, you big baby.
Propane.
Baby, want a bottle?
Propane. Let's cut that. I played it like
Just-
3 times today.
This fucking choke artist. Fucking choke artist. I'm gonna get back into that Jimmy shit real quick in a bit, but I gotta do this shot with my brethren real quick. Good to see you, brother. You know it's always love. Gotta bring this shit in right.
All day.
Yes, sir.
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day, brother.
Shit, I almost had a PTSD moment on the fucking ear.
Lord.
Shit, I was tearing up. I almost lost my shit.
Lord.
But luckily, I have learned through therapy. Talking sports helps me break out of my mental moments. Which I'm like, this is great, because all I like to do is talk sports. Cheers. Oh. And I can't have any white anymore. There's only 2 kind of whites I can have these days. And that's white Henny and white girls. Speaking of, Caitlin, where you at? You supposed to be coming through. No, we supposed to have one of the drunk aunties come and join us.
Oh, one of the drunk aunties supposed to come through? Yeah. Shit, my white Henny running low. I gotta hit up Nat and her sisters, because we need to have a drinking night with the pure white shits.
We do.
Definitely. Because she talking about how she had 2. I'm like, you have 2?
Oh.
Said, oh.
Oh.
2. I love 2. I love 2.
Let's make sure you kind of lean in this.
Oh yeah,
man.
you know.
Yeah.
I just needed to grab my phone.
Go ahead.
So, in case the missus calls.
Gotcha. So, okay, I know it was game winner, and I know what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
It's deeper than that.
I'm just saying that you have your man backpedaling, 1 foot underneath the rim. Al Horford literally had a foot underneath the rim. Fundamentally, if your man has a foot underneath the rim, what are you told to do?
Well, of course, go to the basket. Unless you Steph Curry, then you could do something.
Well, Steph Curry is told once he inbounds the ball.
But that's
like if
here,
Steph Curry inbound the ball. If your man's at half court, you can shoot.
Okay, but to bring context to this, the only time that nigga got a break is timeouts and end of quarters and halftime.
All 48 minutes.
All 48 of them Johns.
Has LeBron James ever played all 48 minutes of a game?
I'm not sure.
Of a playoff game?
I'm not sure.
He
might have. I'm pretty sure he has.
I think he's because I think
sure
even he has. I think he even has done a Jason Tatum route. He's played 45, 46.
I think that game 7 in Boston.
No, like it's like a 30-second break. I think he did like a minute break here, a minute break there, a minute break here, and then come right back in.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't really care because it's
no,
not about him.
It's not
Who
super,
cares,
no, it's not
who cares
super
about him right
Look, even when I was looking at Jason Tatum's 45, I'm just thinking like, damn, that's probably really 1 minute in the first, 1 minute in the second, 1 minute in the third, all 12 in the fourth.
I mean, shit, it's game 7. It's all or nothing. Eastern Conference Finals.
For real.
All hands on deck.
Word. Everything's
All hands on deck. Like, we could rest when we dead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, you got 3 days out after this. You can rest then.
But here's what it is. To be honest, I saw that. I immediately said he tried to go KD against Milwaukee. Because KD did the same thing. His big ass toe just happened to me on the line against Milwaukee. He tried to do the same thing and say, yo, I'm tired. I've just given 48 minutes, and it's not even like I give 48 minutes. I gave you a 40 piece. I'm trying to send you niggas home. I'm trying to send y'all niggas home.
KD's scenario was slightly different. He had a man draped all over him. He tried to dribble past him.
If anything, that's a worse shot. The shot that KD took was a worse shot than the shot that Jimmy took.
It definitely was.
At least Jimmy was open.
Yeah, KD's shot was definitely a worse shot. Both of them. Like the one that sent him into the overtime and the one he did to try to win it. They were both bad shots. But It was also him trying to get past the guy, and then him just doing what he does because KD's a great shooter and can't nobody block his shot. I get it. Jimmy Butler had a wide open shot. It was wide the fuck open.
And he tried to shoot these niggas
in a
down.
spot that he has. But I'm like,
and he did that shit twice early in the game in net.
Yes.
So it's like, and it's crazy. Like you said, those last 2 minutes. You know, I'm typically chill during the game, especially if I'm in the house by myself. I was in the house and the lady was right here, but whatever. I'm cool. They're down 11. I'm just chilling. They got a basket. I'm like, okay. They got the 5. I said, Strus hit the 3. I said,
Yo.
They missed the shot. I said, oh, Jimmy coming down. Jimmy coming down. Jimmy took the shot. I said, oh, Jimmy. I wanted that. I had the Celtics winning the series. I picked them to win the series. I thought they were going to win the series. But I wanted that moment for Jimmy because
I wanted this for Miami.
I wanted that moment because it's so much discussion about superstar or star. I felt like if he hit that shot and Miami ended up holding it down, whether Boston, I feel like I wish somebody would have came and told me that he's not a superstar. I'd have slapped the hell out of you.
So, and that's why
I wanted that shot for him because people talk about go to basket. I said, nigga, game 7, do or die, down 2, you pull up for game possibly. Granted, it was 15 seconds left, but you pull up to take the fucking lead like that. I salute you for having the balls to do that. I salute you for having the balls to take that shot.
You can
because if you hit it, nigga, you the GOAT.
No,
you the hero. You the hero. And then on top of that too, it's like I feel like a shot like that in a moment like that personifies who Jimmy Butler is, the type of nigga that he is. It's like, yo, that killer instinct that we want our athletes to have. You can't question if that nigga has it.
No.
He went for the kill.
He
went for the kill. And like I said, that's why I have no problem with this shot because I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, you were open. You hit 2 other threes just like that, coming up the court in transition, pull up, wet. I have no problem with it because at the end of the day, I say this, had it went in, everybody would have been sucking your dick. And they'd have been all over the J, the I, the M, the M, the Y, the Jimmy. Had it went in.
And I still would have called him lucky.
Whether you call him lucky,
whether
you call him lucky or not, I
love Jimmy.
Whether make or miss, I salute you for having the balls to take that shot in that moment. Like I said, game 7, down 2. You've been down 11. You've played all 48 minutes. You don't want to play another 5 minutes. That's what that shot told me. You were either say we're gonna win it right here or we're gonna lose it right here. I do not want to do another 5 minutes, and I salute that nigga for doing that. I salute him. I'm not down on him for taking that shot in that moment. I'm not. I'm really not.
I still am.
Just like how you said how somebody was all the way on the other side of the court spectating and whatnot. Maybe if his big ass would have been running down the court,
Bam out of
maybe he could have got that fucking rebound.
Big ass was on the other end of the court watching like he was DJ Khaled. Like he was Spike Lee.
Cause Al's back is turned. So maybe if you're sprinting down there, you could have caught the bitch, went right back up.
Exactly like I said. Al Horford has a foot underneath the basket. So
it's like, come on now.
So let's say when Jimmy's getting ready to pull up, if he sees you flashing, maybe he passes it to you for easy dunk.
Maybe.
Who knows?
This is why coaches always say run the floor. Run the floor. Everybody get back. There's no need, especially in the clutch. In the clutch, like there's no need for you to be standing. That's unacceptable.
I know I'm hard. I know I'm being hard on Jimmy, right?
No, you're not. You're not. Because see, that's the other part. Superstar, hey, you gotta find a way.
No.
You gotta find a way.
Maybe I don't want to because I don't. The only thing I'm mad about Jimmy on is not playing to your natural tendencies. Your natural tendencies is dribble, drive, and contact. Your man has a foot underneath the lane. Like,
Would be.
take that inside. I get
When
all.
when you put 47 on that same
40
team head 2 nights ago, then you come back and already dropped 35 on them, and
And
it's not like you're not making no threes in both of these games. He hit 2 in this game, 4 the previous game, with a few of them being exactly like how he did right there. I can't say nothing about make a miss league, dog. That's all I have to. Because I know for a fact that part of the reason he took that shot is because it's like, yo, I could go to the basket, get this too, but then I gotta possibly worry about another 5 minutes with this fucking
And
team.
you know the referees already swallowed their whistle.
Yeah.
The referees had swallowed their whistles already.
It's like, yo, I'm trying to get this shit done.
Yeah. It's a rough.
It's tough to take.
As
I'm not. Obviously, you know where it's at, but like you know where it's at. But in that moment, son, I wanted that for Jimmy. I wanted that for him.
Facts.
Cause I feel like I've seen enough of him to like, man, I want that superstar thing to die. I think he's a superstar. I just think for one, he really gotta. Like, some of these games where he takes and gets this 41, 47, 35, it's like, yo, my nigga, you can do that. Take that bull by the motherfucking horns. Quit this team shit. Because, obviously, play within the team. But this passive shit that you do sometimes and whatnot, like, you can't depend on, clearly you see, you can't depend on these niggas. Like, you got your pretty boy over here with this groin injury and whatnot, who just wanted to step on the court. He wanted to do basically how Pat Riley challenged Charles Smith off the Knicks. If it was Game 7, could you give me 5 minutes? And that's all he did. He just wanted to show that he could show up and be up there for 5 minutes.
He did more than Jeremy Lin did for the Knicks.
But I tell you this right now, sir. You just cost yourself a good amount of money this offseason. I'm going to tell you this right now. Because they're not going to make the same mistake with him that they made with Robinson. They cut a check for Duncan for 5 years, $90 million, and he barely touched the court in the rest of the Philly series and the Celtics.
But he lost his starting spot.
He lost the starter spot because of defense. Then he lost minutes completely because of lack of defense.
Because he was still getting rotation minutes in the regular season. Because he was basically he was helped being their spark off the bench. And then in the playoffs, it was like, we got no use for you.
But then, but here's the thing, he only lost it because at least, but he wasn't making no shots. Hero and Strus were at least making shots, but eventually both of them became liabilities because they're not that good on defense either, and they're not making shots.
I'm sorry, if I'm Tyler Hero, I still want to get paid more than Duncan Robinson though.
Of course, he's gonna go for it.
Like,
But the Miami Heat gonna be like, we might have to send you out of here if you want that bag.
I don't need 5 years then. Give me 3.
But see, if you want 3, chances are he's gonna want something like 3 for 90, 3.
Okay, you get Duncan Robinson. Well, but he also did just win 6th Man of the Year too. Duncan Robinson, you said got 5 for 90. So that's $18 million a year. You got to pay me $25 a year at least, dog. At least. So 3 for 75.
But will you just get exposed because you're not playing defense like that?
My groin. You know what I give you. You know what I give you. You know what I give you normally.
He was getting exposed before that groin injury.
But you know what I give you normally, and I get better every year. You got to pay like you gave Robinson $18 million.
So you're gonna give him $25 million, knowing that you need another piece.
Let's be.
This is Pat we talking about here.
No.
This is Godfather we talking about here.
Let's move on from Patrick, right? Let's not talk about his starfishdom. Let's talk about, as you said, that what may fit with Jimmy. There's 2 names.
Joel Embiid's not going there.
I've talked about 2 names. I've talked about one name all like enough, right?
I know one I have.
So before we get to
it probably won't happen.
Before we get to these 2 names, let's talk about Mr. Borderline Empty Calories. Bam Adebayo.
I wouldn't go that far.
How impactful are his 23 points?
I wouldn't go that far.
How impactful are his points?
They're paint points. Paint points are always valuable. Are you serious? A big man who can score in the paint, who is not less than 75% from the free throw line, that's a valuable big man.
Does he warrant a double team? Ever?
He doesn't want a double team.
No. He's never warranted a double team. So his 20...
That's because they got him playing a position that he shouldn't be playing. They got him playing the 5 as if he's 6'10", 6'11". That's cool in the regular season. But come playoffs, that's going to get exposed. When Robert Williams was on him, shrink. Shrink. Al was on him, and it was barbecue chicken.
So then let's play around the first one.
That means
then.
he needs to be playing the motherfucking 4.
So let's play around the first one and give them a center. Could this team function? Let's never say never. Let's never say never. You never know what the Godfather. You just call him the Godfather. You never know
that
the Godfather.
Motherfucker always be cooking up. Because I didn't think that he was gonna cook something up to have him here.
So let's never say never.
Next thing you know, Kyle Lowry traded to the Heat. PJ Tucker signs 2 years and shit. I'm like, God damn it, this nigga did it again.
How would you see? What would this team look like? What I'm trying to say here, can I buy about $5? If you implanted Joel Embiid, fully implanted him, I'm not talking about leaving anybody. I'm not talking about removing anybody right now. Implant him onto this team. So this is why I look at Bam Adebayo as an empty calorie kind of guy. And I'm going to tell you why I'm looking at him as an empty calorie kind of guy. Because Bam Adebayo can get you 23 points and you never notice him. He can get you 30 points and never warrant a double team. Never force the defense to have to bend.
So you didn't feel his 31 in game 3?
No.
Oh, stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. He was the best player on the floor for the Heat in game 3. Stop it right now.
Okay. Doesn't matter. I felt them. Like, I get it. I didn't feel them, and I didn't feel that.
That's just you sticking to your position. It's okay. It's okay.
But I didn't feel like I didn't need to make an adjustment for Bam.
No, you didn't need to because he needed to consistently take advantage of the matchup. Like I said, Robert freaking Williams. Robert Williams is a problem.
So,
no. Acknowledge that. Robert Williams is a problem.
A problem or a problem for him?
Is a problem.
Period.
Defensively, as a 5 in the NBA for how active he is, he's a problem.
The buff light skin motherfucker?
Huh?
That's what we talking, right? The buff light skin motherfucker.
The dread nigga.
The dread?
Robert Williams, yes.
Oh, this the dread? Oh, I thought it was the buff light skin motherfucker.
No, that's Grant.
Oh, I get him a little confused.
What? But I'm talking about the tall motherfucker, 44.
That's what he had a problem with?
I don't know what basketball you've been watching. I don't know what basketball you've been watching if you don't recognize Robert Williams' impact on the basketball court defensively.
I'm watching right now. I don't see it.
You watch too much basketball to say some ignorant shit like that.
I'm looking right now. I'm looking.
It's okay.
I'm looking. I see Williams. Light Williams. Williams Pale Ale. Not Williams Stout.
Who's the 2 names, man? Who's the 2 names?
So let's start with the first one. No, the first one was Mr. Joel Embiid. How would this team look with Joel Embiid? And let me ask like my first. God damn, the Rangers are out by 4 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Folks,
think about their misery.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it now. It's a wrap. The New York Rangers are gonna go ahead and play the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Go New York, go New York,
in
go!
the Eastern Conference Finals, where they'll probably win as many games as the Boston Celtics going to win against the Golden State Warriors.
Damn. You calling sweep? Gentleman sweep?
Well, those are some fine like men over there, and they're well behaved. They are. Would you not call them gentlemen over there in Golden State?
That finesse team is gonna sweep that That Boston team. I got the Warriors winning, but sweep?
No.
4-1.
They're nice. Those guys are nice over there. They're gentlemen.
4-3 Warriors. No. 4-3 Warriors.
Okay, listen, we'll get into that. So how would this team look about with Joel Embiid and Bam Adebayo?
Championship.
Now,
Championship.
the reason why I'm saying this is because well, I'm asking more about spacing. Joel Embiid and Bam Adebayo occupy the same space. It'll be a lot of the same problem that they had with Ben Simmons, and Bam Adebayo doesn't move like Ben Simmons.
Ben can score a basket. I mean, not Ben. What is it? Bam can score a basketball way more than Simmons can. He'll be way more effective on a basketball court.
Scoring wise, yes, he is. I'm not saying he doesn't maneuver. You know what I mean? As he like.
Because all I know is Bam Adebayo can shoot a 15-foot jump shot,
and he's willing to do it too.
Exactly. And he'll attack the motherfucking basket like he when I'm thinking about Bam, right? I'm like, okay, I see you're 23, but your 23 isn't as impact. Even his 31 isn't as impactful as Joel Embiid's 23 or 31 on a given night. Come on now.
So that's the reason why I say
that's some bullshit that you just did right there. That's bullshit that you just did. You're talking about an All NBA player, a first team All NBA player.
Okay, now you're going
Come on
all the way.
now.
You see, you're going all the way up the ladder. I'm not going all the way up the ladder. I'm just talking about he doesn't do enough to even when he's cooking, he doesn't do enough to warrant a double team. He doesn't do enough to bend your defense.
Anyway, okay, the Bam factor, whatever. In terms of Joel, yeah, that's championship. That's championship.
And no issues with them in the space that they occupy?
Suppose you can figure it out.
I saw something about Eric Spoelstra. Okay, these people don't realize. Not even so much Eric Spoelstra.
Those two talents. Listen, Spoelstra and Riley will be up in that office cooking to work to try to figure that out. Whether maybe it may be having some times where you start both of them, but then you take Bam to play more of the play more with the second unit.
Even this
Hero. You
saw what he did with Duncan and Hero already. Solidify that second unit even more.
Exactly.
Hero, Duncan, and Bam off your bench. God damn.
Like I said, championship.
Shit.
Championship.
You still got PJ Tucker.
Jimmy.
You put him at the 4.
If anything, the only thing that you would need to replace is that point guard spot.
Definitely, because
my starting one I'll never forget this when I heard this stat. 1 for 31 between my starting 1 and 2 guard in a game.
Oh,
in 2 games
they got worse because they were 1 for 28.
Oh,
or 1 for
when
like 20.
I heard that stat, I said, and who the fuck is supposed to win the playoff series when I got my starting point guard and starting 2 guard pulling that shit?
No, and granted, guys, again, I hate the Heat, and I respect them. I respect them way more than I respect the Boston Celtics. I don't respect the Boston Celtics at all. Grown, and I'm gonna tell you this too. I may only have gained respect for the Heat probably because I live here. That may be the only reason. Or maybe because Pat Riley's still a former Knick, and there's 0.0000001% of me that kind of holds on.
I respect the Celtics. They've given me no reason to hate them.
Hate the Celtics. Fine. The whole Boston area.
Boston,
Connecticut, New England.
Fuck the Red Sox.
That whole area.
Fuck the Patriots. Because those teams have actually given me reasons to hate them.
I hate the whole area.
The Celtics, they haven't done shit. The Knicks haven't. See, if
anything, fuck the Huskies.
If anything, this is more of an indictment on the Knicks. You, the Knicks, haven't given me enough of a reason to hate that team.
See, that's what happens when not me. I just hate the whole area. Fuck that. Fuck your whole area. Fuck Mark Wahlberg. Fuck the whole shit. chowder face eating ass niggas.
Like, do something to prevent my team from being successful, and then maybe I might give a damn about actually hating them.
Oh my God, he missed that? Yeah, that's why he threw his stick. Look at that, he missed that.
Go ahead, go home, Kevin.
Well, actually, no, that wasn't. Was it that? Yo, he threw his fucking stick. He had to be disgusted. Oh, but they still missed one. They made one.
They scored. That's probably what it was. They scored.
Okay, he was like, finally, shit.
How much time is left in this bitch? I probably got like another 15 minutes.
Damn. Okay, it's 11 minutes left. I thought we
But
were
not in the third quarter.
That one, I ain't gonna lie, that one was missing for a while. I thought it was 2 minutes left in this game. I was like, we right there. I was about to call. That's why I was getting ready to call it. We got 11 minutes left. I take that all back from the record. Nothing is safe.
Strike that from the tape. Strike that from the tape.
I was speaking premature.
Never mind. Do not strike it from the tape. 5-1. On your mama, Carolina. On your mama.
Let me give them the look.
New York.
What they said to do? Smile and then do this. The New York Rangers just scored another goal. The score is 5-1. 11 minutes to go. 11 minutes left to go in the period. I do have a weird respect for the man. I do have a weird respect for this organization, though. I do. It really is weird. But it happened recently. I gained respect for them.
It's
recently.
another thing. I have right now. I have no reason to hate them either.
I hate them. I still hate them.
I mean, no, don't get it twisted. It's still fuck both of these teams, but I have no reason to go out my way to hate them and shit like that real deep. Like I said, it's an indictment on my team. Like right now, the Hawks are probably the only team that I really like. Yo, fuck you niggas. I hate y'all niggas. Cause you gave me a reason to hate those niggas. But
you guys know.
But like this team, you bitch ass niggas are not seeing the Heat right now. You bitch ass niggas not seeing the Celtics. Get your shit together. And then maybe I'll worry about hating these teams.
And Celtics fans, you're welcome. As a Knicks fan, you're welcome. Because it was RJ Barrett's game winner over you guys that helped you get your shit together so you guys can go on this historic run.
Facts.
So you're welcome.
Facts. So make sure you kiss our feet, niggas.
I fucking hate that whole area still. Oh my god, like fuck bean pies. Miami Heat. 27 seasons under Pat Riley now. You want to guess how many times they made the playoffs?
Oh, it's got to be at least 20 times.
21.
It has to. There's not too many years where they're missing the playoffs and just flat out all
9 Eastern Conference Finals.
Like, come on now.
6 finals. 3 chips.
And this is all from coach to president.
I'm gonna let you guys know something.
That dude there, man, shit.
What I just told you right there is how they explain sales to you. Talk to 27 people. You call 27 people. You may get through to 21. 9 of them may go all the way through verification. 6 of them, or 9 of them may go. 6 of them may actually take you to the payment screen. 3 of them are actually going to be repeat customers. That's sales. It's weird as fuck.
They only have 3 rings?
I mean, yep.
I thought they had 4.
No. Wade and James. Wade won them their first ring. James got them their last.
The last 2. Oh yeah, sure. Only 3.
They say when the Miami Heat gained my respect is when they had members from the fucking Flintstones making the goddamn playoffs, and I had no clue who the fuck was on their goddamn team.
It was literally Wade and some other.
Bam was on there somewhere.
Some other niggas, but yet here they were at Game 7 against Toronto to go to the conference.
Yeah, like some niggas from the Flintstones.
If there was a year that I wanted, if there was a game that I was rooting for them, it was that Game 7, because I wanted to see that Wade versus LeBron conference finals. I wanted that shit. I wanted that fucking shit, because I feel like that shit there, that would have went 6-7 games off the rip because of Wade and Braun.
Wade would have been extra
Wade would
motivated.
have been like, fuck that. That nigga is not clowning me.
Yeah, he would have been rejuvenated.
Oh, you would have saw 2008 Wade, 2009 Wade all over again.
It would have been Kobe in his last game.
Fast. You know what it would have been. You know, I wanted that series because it would have helped me get over the fact that damn, I didn't get Kobe versus LeBron either one of them 2 years.
I got the best way to explain this.
But when they got blown out, I said, man, fuck the bitch ass Heat.
For all you anime fans, what that would have been is when your favorite character uses their forbidden technique that helps them become stronger than anybody else in the world, but also takes time off their lifespan as they get into that mode. Like Naruto in the Boruto series. When Karumo gives him that power to beat the Itachi, it's kind of like that. It's like, damn, like you strong as fuck, but now you're dying. That's what Wade would have done. He would have gave everything just to try to beat LeBron James, and it would have cost him everything.
My thing,
like a snap of the finger.
You know, because the thing is, I told my boy this, and I said, yo, I'm not even trying to, like, you know, say fuck LeBron or ride the Heat, nothing like that. I said, yo, if the Heat found a way to win that shit against Toronto, I thought that they was gonna beat this. I thought they was gonna beat the Cavs. I thought they was gonna beat them because I thought it would have been like, yeah, I showed you how to win, I led you the way, but there were some things that I didn't teach you. There's some things that I held against you, just in case if we ever had a playoff series against each other. And I felt like Wade would have got in that bag.
It would have been a sight to see.
Oh man, if there's some series that I wish I could have gotten, I said, man, I needed my Kobe versus LeBron in the finals, one of them 2 years. LeBron is forever. Fuck you for that. That's the one thing that if anybody ever wants to get me to start shitting on you, just mention how that shit was robbed from me. Then it's yeah, you bitch ass nigga. But I also needed that Wade versus Braun. I needed that. That shit there would have been ill. Oh, I think Wade would have took him. But yeah, I also wanted to mention because one of my boys, he actually just messaged me. Because I also put a post, because this is just to go back to the game from yesterday, when Jimmy decided to take Mr. 3, and whatnot. I immediately took to Twitter. Because I said, what did I say? I said, I'm not trying to hear no complaining about the shot by Jimmy. Bro went for the kill. Because that's the kind of nigga he is. If it went in, y'all giving flowers. You've been rolling all game. Played all 48 minutes. You're at home trying to put it into that convo. If you're a star or a superstar, I salute it. And one of my boys, he decided to comment, and he said, you know, that his issue isn't the 3, it's the time. Even if he drains it, the Celtics had enough time to go down and score. Also, no bigs in the paint to secure the rebound. Very valid point. And I'll respond to him. No, because I was one of my boys actually just sent a message to me in regards to the because I went to Twitter after the game. I was just telling the people that this is why sometimes I don't like you leaving and then coming back, because now I got to double back what the hell I just said. I said immediately after the game, I said I'm not trying to hear no complaining about the shot by Jimmy. Bro went for the kill because that's the kind of nigga he is. If it went in, y'all giving flowers. You've been rolling all game, played all 48 minutes. You're at home trying to put it into that convo. If you're a star or superstar, I salute it. You said we either going to win it or lose it right here. And one of my boys, he just commented, said, I'm quoting him, my issue isn't the 3, it's the time. Even if he drains it, Celtics had enough time to score. Mm-hmm. Also, no bigs in the paint to secure the rebound. Mm-hmm. Definitely understood. Highly value points. But it's like, okay, I get this 3. Now it's on us to get a defensive stop.
And the referee said, "Bought that whistle."
Clearly, you just have 5 possessions in a row where the refs were letting them play defense. So as long as we engage, locked in, it is what it is. I'll respond to him after I leave. But I mean, like I said, to be real, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer to this for me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like he should have went to the basket, tried to get the contact.
I can understand.
But I understand that. My response would have been like I said, I know he was tired. Go for the kill right there. And then also, the same thing about the refs biting their whistle for the Celtics on the other end. You could have went to that basket, tried to get some contact, and they do the same thing that they were doing to the Celtics. Next thing you know, now you missed the layup. You get no foul, nothing like that.
That's something like, yo, you go. That's something now you have to go for the dunk or a floaty, because you know that they're. But
like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. To that.
Let's move back to old Patty, right?
Patty.
Pat said, "Yeah, that was kind of tough. We gonna have to surround Jimmy with some clutch players, not clutch shooters. Some clutch players." So I'm gonna let you know this. Two things happened in my head. Initially, I was like, "Damn, did he take a shot at Jimmy?" But I was like, "Wait a minute, no."
He saluted Jimmy.
He took a shot at Mr. Empty Calorie and the rest of them niggas. Like, yo, Jimmy gave us his all. I need the rest of them niggas to be able to hit some shots.
That's why I said Tyler Hero gonna cost himself some money.
So maybe you don't sign Tyler Hero. Maybe Tyler Hero becomes part of a sign and trade for Bradley Beal.
If that's your idea of a clutch player, you've already lost.
Bradley Beal added to this team?
If that's your idea as a clutch player, you've lost. You've lost.
So championship with Joel Embiid, Bradley Beal.
No championship. No championship.
He's not the guy that can help you get those consistent buckets?
In the clutch?
Yeah.
Mention. I want you to say in the clutch.
When Jim, that's the second guy
in
though.
The clutch. In the clutch.
When he's not double, like, you understand? Jimmy's there. You can't double team Jimmy.
You want to know why I'm shitting on that? I watched plenty of Washington Wizards basketball when they were good, and they had John and Brad, and when it was just him. Notice when you have time, search it up, and you'll be able to, and you'll see I'm not bullshitting. Brad with his high scoring outputs.
5 minutes to go.
Brad with his high scoring outputs. They all happen within the first, second, and third quarters. By that fourth quarter, you're getting 2 points, 3 points.
He's Andre Iguodala.
So yeah, those.
I will admit.
Go back and see.
I will admit. I'm not watching enough Bullets games.
Go back and see when Brad goes out here with those. When Brad goes out here with those 42, 47, even the high 30 games. Most of that damage is done in the first half.
You've been hit by.
It is not done in the fourth quarter. And I fuck with Bradley. The thing that I'm saying, I fuck with Bradley Beal, but because I fuck with him, I obviously see these things. I see these things. So I noticed that. And it's like,
yo, kids are crying.
Oh, look like Cowboy fans.
Kids are, Carolina fans. I said, I'm going to let you know. So that is the one thing that made this okay to me. Was that as much as I wanted the Heat to win, because I knew that energy was going to be palpable, them losing also made their...
Oh, listen.
Whoa. Let me finish. Them losing also made their tears tangible. And their tears taste so sweet.
Listen. The group chats. The group chats. My group chats almost made... My group chats had me this close from hating the Heat. That's how much dick sucking that was going on. Not even attempting to see like the real and like just straight too much fandom. Like we're like, oh, you're just being a fan. I can't even talk basketball.
So what were they saying? Let me know. Tell me what they saying.
Man,
what were they saying? Because I had actually some reasonable Heat fans on my wall. I felt like I have Bobby and I have DJ D-Ray and DJ Scepter, Diego and Bobby, and they over here like, listen, for you guys that think that last shot is what lost us the game. Like, you bandwagoners need to like that's him. He's like,
love that.
So like the
How about the missed free throws and the 6 for 30 from the 3-point line that you did?
67% from the free throw line and
Horrible.
and under 30% from 3-point line.
Ass. Instead of 6 for 30 from the 3-point line, how about 10 for 30, 11 for 30? You win that shit by 8, 10 points if that's the case. Instead of missing 8 free throws, how about you only miss 3?
So we did a lot of talk about Miami. And I guess that's maybe because like Boston is kind of lucky. Like they played well this series, but you escaped out of here with your chinny chin chin.
And that's all that matters.
So maybe that's why we're not talking about them as much. Jason Tatum takes home the first ever Eastern Conference MVP,
Bonafide
the
superstar.
Larry Bird trophy.
Bonafide superstar.
So that's how, like, if you put in Jason Tatum in there, then Jimmy Butler's definitely in there in my eyes. In my eyes, if you're putting Tatum in there, Jimmy Butler's definitely in there because Jason Tatum had to catch up to Jimmy. That's the question I had that I don't know, but I feel like it's a strong number. How many years has Jimmy Butler not been in the playoffs in his career? How many times has he missed the fucking playoffs? See? That was the other thing I'm talking about when people talk about that. See that level of superstar you talk about Jimmy Butler? How many times has he missed the playoffs? Think about his time in Chicago. When he went to Minnesota, that's the only fucking time they made the playoffs until this year. And they go back to Miami, playoff. Philly, playoffs. When's the last time?
Even went to Minnesota playoffs.
When's the last time Jimmy Butler missed the playoffs? Or how many years in his career has he missed the playoffs? And Jimmy Butler ain't sitting back like Al Horford, where he's an honorable mention. It's a feel-good story when he gives you. Like, no, he's driving these. When he was in Chicago, Derrick Rose was gone. He was the driving force. In Minnesota, he drove that vehicle.
But the one thing that I will say is, even though driving force, the Chicago years, did you ever really believe that some of those teams were championship contending teams? Minnesota, did you believe they were championship contending teams?
Minnesota.
I didn't consider.
Not Minnesota, but Chicago, yes.
No, never saw them as championship contender with Jimmy Butler. Never.
Maybe because I was naive. I was always waiting for like Derrick Rose to come back. Like,
No, never saw him as championship contender. But see, that's the thing. I had to go as presently constructed. As presently constructed at that time, never saw him as championship contender. They were that team that was gonna give you a good fight, but eventually you was gonna put them down.
Well, that was because of their good fight. Maybe that's. I consider them a championship contender because I was to make it to the finals because they always had a puncher's chance because of their good fight. Like Miami Heat, puncher's chance, good fight, championship contenders. To me, these Chicago Bulls are like the Miami Heat.
I always just saw them as a tough out. Never put them in championship conversation. Never put them in championship conversation to me.
So
I didn't consider Jimmy on a championship contending team until he got to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
But the other caveat is I didn't consider him on a championship contending team as the driving force, like the number one option till he got
to Miami. Okay, until he got to Miami. That's true. But
so because of all that, it feels like I can only judge off.
But can I add though? Every time he got there, he became the last two places before here, Minnesota and obviously Philly. When he got there though, he ultimately became a force multiplier to help them be better.
Oh, of course, Minnesota. He kicked them bitch niggas in the ass to the point where they had to get him out of there because he was kicking them in the ass so much.
And cussing them out and the owner out while doing it in
That's how you know Minnesota's a pussy ass, weak ass team. For the longest, I was like, man, fuck Minnesota. I hope their ass forever. I hope Karl Anthony Towns has no prosperity. The power of one player to change everything because Anthony Edwards has made me like at least enjoy watching the Minnesota Timberwolves play basketball because of him all along.
Did you pick up the state? Let me see how much time I have here before we got going hard. Before we got to take our break. We didn't even take the Blue Chew break yet. Okay, you have to go on this break pretty soon. Let's take this break, right? And then we'll come back and I'm gonna ask you this question. We'll be back after this match. As you guys know how this works. If you're listening through Podbean,
we got 5 for me.
Okay. If we're listening through Podbean, then that means we're gonna switch feeds. Just come over to the new feed that you see on Podbean. Everybody else, you'll hear a commercial. Thank you guys. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers,
6'2" Rangers.
and combat troops, all prepared for
2 minutes left.
their way.
2 minutes.
Dos.
Wait.
And the only
Dos minutos.
and their color. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world.
Damn, I forgot my question.
They can respond.
What were we talking about?
I became a soldier.
I hate you.
Jimmy Butler superstar.
Okay. I think I may remember my question. All right, we're back at MyT Sports Podcast. Thank you guys for listening.
I know I was mentioning Jimmy. I didn't feel like he was the driving force of the number 1 team until he really got here. And then heartbreak.
He hasn't been we called him the force multiplier, right? Where everywhere he went to, he basically became a reason why that team started winning more or was more focused and became No. I definitely just say more focus on having a winning mentality and winning habits.
Oh yeah, don't get it twisted. Like great player for you if you have aspirations to get to that level. Absolutely, I'm definitely not taking that credit away from him. I was just speaking more of.
No, we didn't think about him as the star until Miami.
Yeah,
but
not necessarily until star because I mean when he was in Minnesota, I thought he was a star.
Okay.
With Chicago, he grew into a star. Like
for
where he came.
So he's been a star.
For where he came from.
Okay.
Until just defensive stopper, whatever. All of a sudden, to boom, multiple All-Stars and
so he's been a star
threat.
And he's been an All-Star.
I'm legitimately speaking in regards to
when he became a superstar, to most people's eyes, I guess.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking to when he got to that level. Okay, now it's time to look at the team. It's like okay, the Bulls. Yeah, now he's number 1 option, but are they a championship contending team? He went to Minnesota. Like, okay, he went to Minnesota. Are they a championship contender?
This is what happened. This is where we are. We are in Minnesota. Because he went to Minnesota, and he looked up and down that roster and was like,
Is this your game?
The Philly year was the year.
And then he basically cussed out the whole team and the coach and was just like,
What sort of made it so chippy all of a sudden out of just like the 1 foul?
I mean, to me, I think it's tough for him because I can guard him and he can't guard me.
that was the whole team. he bust that whole team with the practice squad. It's officially over, folks. New York Rangers have won 4-3.
Go New York! Go New York! Go!
7-game series. Rangers 6, Carolina 2. Carolina looks dumbfounded.
It's so
as they
bittersweet. It's so bittersweet.
I'm looking for the one.
It's so bittersweet.
Player that doesn't look like the ice.
It's so bittersweet. Cause now these niggas gotta go. It's like congratulations, you're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Who we playing?
Tampa.
Fuck.
Like, congratulations, you're going to the finals. Who you playing? Golden State.
Fuck.
Gentlemen sweet. Both.
Hell no. 4-3. 4-3 Warriors. That finesse team is gonna have a problem. It's gonna be like OKC, yo. It's gonna be like that OKC series from 2016. That's how it's gonna be. Let's talk Boston. Boston, in a weird way. Let's play hypotheticals, right? Let's not write them off immediately. Let's be Boston fans, all right? And let's act like we think our team's gonna win this championship. Oh, there's a lot of them that do. That's about a lot of people are calling this a pick'em series because of how Boston can get after them defensively. Oh yes, how they can get into Steph, ball to Steph, and whatnot. I'm literally picking the Warriors because they have home. Because if it comes to the Game 7, the Game 7 will be in San Francisco.
You just reminded me that there's bad blood between these two teams in a weird way. Definitely now it's gonna be in 5. Goose is gonna come out here and try to prove a point. But before we get there,
prove a point all you want to.
Boston. Let's talk as if we think that they are winners. Like they are a championship caliber team.
I mean, they are. They're in the NBA Finals.
Well, so was Miami 2 years ago.
They're in the NBA Finals. You're a championship caliber team.
Okay, that's how they can actually win it. Let's pretend like they have a chance.
They have a chance,
right? And that they'll actually win.
Like I said, we'll win Game 7.
This would have been a historic run. Like one of the historic runs in NBA playoff history. You're talking about in the first round, you sweep.
Get them out of here!
I can't remember if the Nets were the favorite or the second favorite, but one of the two. Of course,
Lakers Nets in the finals.
So much so that all year we thought Milwaukee was being disrespected because they had just won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, you sweep the Brooklyn Nets, who had one of the two best odds to win a championship. Not just two best odds to win a championship. They also have two of the most hyped superstars ever on their team as well too, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Right? So those two names draw a lot of clout for their potential winning and whatever possible rings that they may have. They get there, right? So you sweep sweep those frauds.
Damn, KD.
Oh, he's a fraud.
That's tough.
They're both frauds at this point in time. They gotta win one. They gotta win something because both of them are looking like frauds right now.
That's tough.
Out here feeling like frauds. Seem to make me still good. It's the remix. It's the remix.
KD, if only your foot wasn't that goddamn big. If only, my nigga. If only.
Right? So, they beat that team.
They would have beat the brakes off Atlanta. Whew.
Right? They beat that team. Then, they go out in the next round. So they beat the favorite. They beat the odds-on favorite, right? One of the odds-on favorite, and a team that has supposedly one of the top 3 players in the game and one of the top 2 point guards in the game. Right? What?
Top 2 point guards in the game.
What? Top 3? Top 5? What did I say wrong here?
Top point guards in the game. Steph. He go down the motherfucking list. Luka.
Wait, you put Luka at point guard? They did
when
both.
you play 2K, what position is Luka at?
Small forward.
Are you serious?
They don't have him at point guard.
All right, T. You gonna act? I just played 2K today.
Okay, you must be playing like on like right now mode. I'm playing like on season mode. Like I think they moved him to like the 3.
Anyway,
they got a real point guard in there.
Steph, okay. Luka, I got Dame. Oh man.
Okay, one of the top 5.
Who are missing? Chris
point guards?
Paul. Who are missing? Chris Paul. And fuck what that nigga Pat Bev talking about.
Okay, one of the top 5 point guards in the game right now.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Listen, a lot of people consider Kyrie one of the best point guards in the game.
You not gonna like it. Cover your ears, actually. Cover your ears. Trae Young.
I really did not hear what you said. I'm
Ja.
What? Ja?
Of course.
I like Ja.
Of course. No, I said another name before Ja.
Oh. It must have been LeBron.
Hell no.
Oh, okay. Who?
I don't call him no point guard.
Wait, damn. Who would I not like? Kyle Lowry?
I'm not gonna say it. I would never ever say Kyle Lowry's name before Kyrie Irving in a point guard conversation,
Okay,
man.
wait. It's a point. Oh. Okay.
And then if Kyrie and
I'm
then
like, yo, there's even a lot of point guards I don't like, but okay, no, there's one I definitely despise.
And then if Kyrie really don't get right,
what you got?
That motherfucker.
Whoa!
That motherfucker from
Whoa!
Charlotte. That motherfucker
Whoa!
from Charlotte.
Whoa! Pause. You got Trae Young above Kyrie Irving?
I ain't say above, but you called the nigga top 2. Nigga ain't top 2. And all I know is I saw Trae Young take his team to the conference finals as the leader of his team. You don't be a hypocrite. This is what you do.
I'm not.
No. Don't be a hypocrite, because this is your criteria. This is your criteria.
That's why I'm smiling and sitting back.
This
as
is
the
your
leader of his team.
As the leader of his team.
Then Trae Young is better than Kyrie.
The boy took the Hawks to Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Took Philly out in 7. Took our beloved Knicks out.
You know what?
And then took Giannis to 6.
On surface,
Milwaukee was healthy too.
On its surface, I would not agree with that statement. But when you peel it back like an onion,
Trae was the reason why them niggas got to the conference
Trae Young
finals.
is a better point guard than Kyrie Irving. John Morant is a better point guard than Kyrie Irving.
Leader of their team.
Luka Doncic is a better point guard than Kyrie
Leader
Irving.
of their teams.
I hate to say it, Chris Paul is a better point guard than Kyrie Irving. Okay.
And Dame and Steph too.
Okay. See, I'm glad because this is me looking at talent over
production.
And that's what I judge him off of. Because a lot of people judge Kyrie off of talent, like, yo, he's one of the best skills.
The Celtics years
are
the ones that it's like
one of his best two. So he's one of the best two skilled point guards.
He's one of the best 2 skilled point guards. But those years in Boston, those were okay. This is what you wanted. You're the leader of the team.
Well,
granted, the first year, you got hurt, and when you got hurt, y'all were already the number 1 seed. Kudos, I'll give you that. But that next year, when you came back, and Milwaukee snuffed you 4-1.
So like I said, I remember what I used to say. Isaiah Thomas.
It did not look good.
Marcus Smart. And
Jaylen Brown was a rookie that year.
Schroeder? No. Marcus Smart, Isaiah Thomas, and another guy. Who's our third point guard that they had? They have all looked better in this system than Kemba Walker. Looked better in this system than Kyrie Irving.
The only reason Kemba fell off is because he got hurt.
Spencer Dinwiddie looked better in Brooklyn system than Kyrie Irving did.
Now that one, I ain't hearing that.
He didn't do much better than Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie was averaging 22 points a game. Kyrie Irving did the same exact thing. So Spencer Dinwiddie did it without the name. He was Kyrie without the fame.
But back to my original point.
He was Kenneth Fareed with the hype.
All I know is when Kyrie was making the conference finals, it's because he had the big dogs right to his left or to his right. My young nigga Trae, my young nigga Luka. Tyler Hero, by the way, just a reminder, you're not on that level. I know you tried and you really made the case, but how you went out in the playoffs, no sir. No, sir. Especially with what Luka just did.
Leave Tyler Hero alone.
No, I'm on your head top. I'm on your head top.
He's not on the level of John Morant, obviously.
No.
And Luka Doncic.
No. And Trae Young.
Yeah, you can say his name. I'm not going to say your name. Say your name.
I'll say
not even
it.
when nobody's around
When you
me.
lead your team to the motherfucking conference finals as the number one option, you that guy.
But
so Tyler Hero, until you can do that, sir, you are not a near one of those levels.
You know what Tyler Hero is? Tyler Hero is that guy that shot his shot and he got kissed on the lips. Like he didn't smash, but she kissed him. So there's potential. Speaking of potential, Toya, holla at your boy.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh shit, Jesus can't drive though, so listen, grab that whenever.
Mercy.
Cars weren't invented in his era, so
Lord
you guys make sure
mercy.
you hold on to that wheel.
Lord have His mercy.
Listen, everybody that said Jesus take the wheel committed suicide. That's
Lord
all I'm
have
saying.
Lord, it wasn't me. Lord, it wasn't me. It was not me.
So Boston's on a weird ass road, right? Where they can really go through some great ass teams if they win it all. You're talking about the Brooklyn Nets, and we already explained to you what the Brooklyn Nets have. I'm not gonna go back down their resume, but then after that, they beat the former champions and the two-time MVP,
who I think the best player in the league, but that's another conversation for another day.
Arguably one of the best players in the league.
It's a bad man right there they took out. Man.
They beat them. Yeah. Granted, he didn't have his his Skeeter,
but you see that's how much of a bad man that nigga is. Even without that nigga, he still took them to 7. That's how you know. Come next season, I already know who I'm picking. I already know who I'm picking to win that shit. Other than my team, of course. Other than my team, I already know who I'm picking.
Picking what?
For next year.
To do what?
Win.
Win what?
You know what I'm talking about. Win, damn it.
So how do our team come into that?
So I can't be a fan and say I'm rooting for my team to do great things. All I know is on October 30th or whatever the day's gonna be, I have as much hope as everybody motherfucking else does. So I have a right to say, you know what? The Knicks is gonna win, bitch. Until I'm definitively proven wrong by mid to late December. And then my actual real basketball knowledge mine will kick in, saying the Milwaukee Bucks will be back and get to the finals.
I'm sorry, I just had to bust your chops on that one because I was like, whoa, KJ.
I mean,
KJ normally never gets the sports emotional. I'm like, whoa.
I mean, for all the times that you do it, I have a right to do it once every now and then.
So it was just foreign to me. I wasn't used to you going down this road.
Exactly.
I was like, hey, what you doing on my block? You normally don't go down this area.
Come on now. Like right now, there's Jacksonville Jaguars fans who think they're gonna win the Super Bowl next year,
and there's Cowboys fans who think they're
gonna
win
win
the Super Bowl.
They've already been saying shit.
You know what?
They were already saying that shit right after their loss.
You know what? For every year that Cowboys fans that they could win a Super Bowl, as a Knicks fan, we could win an NBA championship.
That's what I'm
that's the road I'm playoffs.
That's what I'm goddamn saying. Come on now. These whole niggas, we at the bar watching you take the hot L to San Francisco, and as soon as the game done, after you done crying and everything, we about to warm up our next shot. Man, we gonna get to that shit next. Bitch.
It sound like this bitch. And don't forget, if you're listening to us on the through the Podbean app, the Podbean app is the method that we use for all of our call-ins. So if you would like to call in and join the podcast, make sure you come and join us through the Podbean app.
Talk about Super Bowl Cowboys. Yeah, Jaguars fans thinking they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. Jesus Christ.
So,
you know, who else is sorry who think they're going to the Super Bowl?
Let's continue on this Boston road. How much time we got left?
Fucking Jets even think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Can I tell you? I redid my math. I can understand how some people have the Jets possibly winning 10 games.
The fucking Lions think they're going to the Super Bowl right now.
So,
Lions fans think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Boston's run through Brooklyn. Odds favor one of the top 2 odds favorite. Through Milwaukee, former champion, double MVP. Through Miami,
a beast.
2 years ago, they were in the finals.
They took out Boston to get there.
And if they win, they would have gone through a Golden State team that has made it to a finals in 6 and 8 teams, a team that has won 73 wins, a team that has the best shooter of all time in the on their team.
Listen, when I tell you how jealous I am of Golden State right now, yo, they have the perfect combination right now
of old, young, and
talk about us.
What the fuck that was?
You just pulled the Mariano Rivera right there. That was a Mariano.
That was a save for you.
That was a Mariano.
Yo, I pulled a Shesterkin. He's the only New Yorker playing right now. Shesterkin. I pulled a Shesterkin. That was a hell of a save.
Yeah.
Let me finish this off. There's only like a shot left in here.
But yo, the Warriors right now, it's like, okay, you think that they're just set up for, okay, this will just be 1 year, maybe next year. But then if you really know ball and you know what's on their team, it's like, fuck. Steph and Clay are only shooters. You can shoot forever. Draymond probably the only one that maybe, like, you know,
he's
probably
a
playmaker, but you know, but how he plays, he can only do that for so much longer. But then it's like, fuck, Jordan Poole, fuck, Moses Moody, fuck. If that nigga Kuminga to really develop, oh, that's the one. Kuminga is the motherfuckers don't understand. Kuminga is the key to all of this shit for the next 5 to 7 years. If that motherfucker develops the way that they're hoping he develops, and they probably will, because the coaching and the developmental system in Golden State, people aren't seeing that. If, I'm telling you right now, if Jonathan Kuminga turns into a perennial all-star, this shit is over.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. Because with Poole, Moody, Kuminga, and by that point, Steph and Clay will be second fiddle niggas. Yeah. That's all you gonna hear. And that'll be for the next 5 to 10, if not more. And then I didn't even get the Wiseman yet.
I was like,
I didn't even get to that
and
nigga
Wiseman
yet.
both turn out.
Come on now. Moses Moody's getting like 8-9 minutes and putting out 7 points. Come on now. And motherfuckers want to come talk to me about all these other teams. I'm like, dog, do you not understand what Golden State has? Golden State has a whole nother clip loaded that is not even developed yet. They have a whole nother clip that's waiting right here above the building.
That was the same. That's the shot he made with a guy closing out. See, that's what it had. He needed a guy closing out on him. You know they say you shoot better when you're contested. I'm sorry. I was just, it was like that was just that was just such a beautiful that in a weird way that was really just such a nice beautiful game. It really was.
Listen, for a game 7, you can't ask for nothing better. As somebody now, granted, if I was a fan of either one of those teams, that is not what I wanted. But me being a fan of basketball, you couldn't get nothing better than that. Especially for these other previous game 7s that I've been getting. These blowouts and ass whoopings that I've been getting, and
all these closeout games have been.
Oh, like, come on, man.
Well,
yeah, some of these closeout games, it's just. Have you no shame? How some of these teams been going out? Like, have you no motherfucking shame? It's like, yo, it's the NBA playoffs. You've already seen this team 5-6 times already. It's like, how the hell, when you're down, you're in elimination, how are you not at least knowing what the fuck they're gonna do to where you at least prepare? Who was it? John Sally literally came out not too long ago and said it. How are you getting blown out in the NBA playoff game? Game 1 may be the most acceptable because, granted, you don't really know how the team's gonna come out. It's the first game of the series.
Somebody's gonna catch somebody off guard.
Right, but by game 3, game 4, game 5, we shouldn't see no blowouts.
Speaking of catching off guard, right? and poor performances during championship times.
Little T-Rex eyes, man. I mean, your yeah.
Oh, that
I'm
bitch ass. That one you got to catch me on the flip.
Gervonta Davis takes on Ronaldo Romero.
I won so much money off that fight.
26-0, Davis. Ronaldo Romero 14-0. Ronaldo Romero is the bigger fighter, right?
Like that mention.
And that's the reason why you hear him making fun of Gervonta Davis and his arm length.
I put to sleep.
And you see this. There's a level of disrespect that Romero came out with.
Love you, people.
Now, the results weren't the same. Appreciate you, Pippin.
Yes, sir.
Now, for the beginning of this fight, Romero was having a smart fight. For the beginning of this fight, Romero actually came out and was having a very smart fight. He fought as if he was the bigger person. He fought as if he was the longer individual. Pause. He fought like he had the size advantage. For about 3 rounds. Maybe 4. And then Romero would get a fugazi knockdown, right? And I call it a fugazi knockdown because he reacted to it as if it was a legitimate knockdown of his opponent. As if he punched his opponent, he caught his opponent with a punch that stunned him and knocked him down. But that wasn't the case. I don't know what's going on with the goddamn New York Liberty. They're losing every fucking game I see. I thought they had revamped talent. Fuck. But let's back to this fight. Gervonta Davis and Ronaldo Romero. Ronaldo Romero would get like this fugazi knockdown on Tank. And they switched seats. That was funny. Eventually in this game, I'm watching this Heat game. He would switch seats with his girls. Is that so he could be seen better? See, I'm looking at like these dudes behind the Heat bench. I'm like, okay, hey, you have nice seats and stuff like that, but your haircut, and I see you with his ice on and shit, but his haircut says he's a cornball, and his haircut says that the only reason I have this beautiful girl to the side of me is because I have some kind of money. Like, I'm sorry, B. But back to Davis and Romero. Romero's fighting a good fight to be starting off this fight for the first 3 rounds. He's fighting like the bigger fighter. He's fighting like the bigger individual. He's fighting like he's the guy that has the size on him. Basically, that shit that he was talking in the pre-fight press conference, it sounded like he had a game. When you saw him come out to the fight, it looked like he had a game plan. Or it sounded like that was his game plan, was to take advantage of.
Little T-Rex eyes, man. I'm in your. Yeah. I'm gonna knock this chump out.
It looked like he had that game plan to fight big. And if he fought big, then he could probably win this fight. And he looked like he may have been winning this fight for the first 3 rounds. And then he gets that knockdown. That knockdown that gave him the false sense of security. That false sense of self-confidence. That made him think he was actually doing something in the fight. And then what he started doing, he started rushing. Instead of being the bigger fighter, he started shrinking himself and started rushing Gervonta Davis. And the moment he did that, it was over. Because then what you did is that you started playing into Tank's game plan. And that was to have you rush in and have him counter punch you. You understand? He felt your power already. Brush it off to the side a little bit. And now I know what you got. Bam. Let me give it back to you 2 times. Double fold. So you have now Romero chasing Gervonta, chasing him all around the ring. And Davis is just now starting to pick him apart. Catch him with the counters. Right? And eventually, you're talking about he went night-night. We're talking about GTS, full-blown CM Punk, go to sleep. You want to go night-night, nigga? You want to go night-night? Because you just got knocked the fuck out. And you know this, man. Gervonta Davis would end up winning this fight in the 5th round. He would go ahead. He would go on to gain the lightweight world title. That'll be his 2nd championship that he has won in Brooklyn. And can I tell you, that Brooklyn crowd was showing him love. That Brooklyn crowd loved him. Like they really did. You can see when he went to perform in Brooklyn, he was the fan favorite. He really was. He was the fan favorite. And by the 5th round, he gave the fans what they wanted. And that was to go into their weekend with a memorable moment. While Romero would go into the back looking like the weekend at the VMAs. Like, you ever seen those memes where they talk about SpongeBob or Mr. Krabs being triggered? That's what he looked like. He was like, yo, where the fuck am I at? Who the hell just hit me? What the fuck did I do? Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go? He definitely was talking a little bit too much shit. Like, it really was. It really was. It really was just one of those times like, yo, you gotta be careful who you talk shit to. You really do. We heard Jimmy Butler say that. You gotta be careful who you talk shit to. Like some dudes are badass men for a reason. And I know we just saw Canelo Alvarez lose a title. Not lose a title, but lose a match and things like that as one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world. But he also jumped up in a weight class. And they say you may think that you're a bigger fighter, but are you a pound for pound best fighter? Where Tank Davis, he is known as one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world. Even if it is only under one organization that he's recognized in the top 10. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And if you keep putting away victories like this, it's not going to be long before he is universally recognized as one of the top 10 pound for pound best fighters in the world. But I wonder, I'm not going to lie, I wonder what is it going to take? Because we know the name. And I feel like guys like him, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, Terrence Williams, right? Lomachenko, Tyson Fury. I feel like we've known these names now for a good 5 years already. And these guys have been putting in work for the most part. Over the last 5 years, they've been pretty much undefeated for the most part. What does it take to become universally recognized as one of the pound for pound best fighters? Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Like, these are some of the names. Yeah, listen to that. Errol Spence, Lomachenko, Bud Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, Tyson Fury. Damn, that's a lot of names. Bivol just kind of got in there recently. You still have guys like Jermell Charlo in there, right? With a couple of losses, because most guys that are in the pound for pound best fighters, like a lot of them don't have any losses. There's only a few of them that have losses in there. Like Canelo Alvarez, he has his 2. You have Lomachenko with his 2, and Tyson Fury with a draw. Not a lot of individuals in the pound for pound have a loss. So the fact that even Jermell Charlo was even considered one of the top 10, like that's actually gonna kind of how he gets busy, because he's in the top 10 over what people are considered, even over Gervonta Davis. Juan Estrada, like I said, we know names like Terrence Crawford. We know names like Canelo Alvarez, Errol Spence, Tyson Fury, Shakur Stevenson. Some of you may not recognize or know the name Dimitri Bivol, but that's who just beat Canelo Alvarez. Josh Taylor may be a name that may or may not be known. Juan Estrada, people like that. So it makes you wonder what gets you to the point where you're universally recognized. Because I feel like for the most part, even though Tyson Fury, right, on some list comes in at universally like around 6 or 5, he's universally recognized as one of the top 6 best fighters in the world. Like it isn't he may go back and forth between like his top 6, but universally recognized. Bud Crawford, universally recognized at this point. So I wonder how long it's gonna take before Shakur Stevenson gets to that same not Shakur Stevenson, but Gervonta Davis gets to that same ranking. Now as we go from one ring to the other ring, right? And we march over to the wrestling side of things for a while. And what we've had recently is a situation that involves the women's championship, tag team championship belt. So, I think you guys know what that means.
Hey, ladies!
Where the ladies at? I was gonna send a woman do a man's job.
And this is one of those cases where we're really wondering where the ladies are at. Because WWE has recently suffered a walkout from their women's tag team champions, Naomi and Sasha Banks. Now, the reason for the walkout is because Naomi and Sasha did not feel that the storyline that they were currently being involved in properly highlighted the champions. Excuse me. And I can understand that. Ironically, I can fully understand that. What ended up happening was that there's a run for the women's championship, right? And they wanted to involve the women's tag team champions in the running for the women's championship match. And ultimately, what would have happened is that both of the tag team champions would have lost in their respective brackets to the two individuals that would have went on to be in the final. So basically that's saying that, oh, you're not the champion, and you're not the number one contender like the champion, but you are definitely you're definitely top 4. Now, I say that in this particular way, that's probably how WWE was looking at it. That it was really more of a story arc to probably help push over Naomi more. And while it's a story arc to push over Naomi, Sasha Banks is looking at it like, why the fuck aren't you highlighting the belts with the champions? You're using us to promote and highlight the women's championship belt. What about the women's tag team championship belt? It does nothing for us as a tag team, as a duet or duel or whatever you want to look at it. Now, while Naomi may have been all for this game plan, because it would have guaranteed her more, it would have gotten her a lot more television time and a lot more exposure until they figured out what they wanted to do with the tag teams a little bit more. For somebody like Sasha Banks, she doesn't need any of that push. She doesn't need an extra story arc to say how great she is or what she is compared to some of these other competitors. And that's what I feel. I don't know this for sure. See, I think, me like most people, I think we feel that Sasha Banks is the catalyst behind the walkout. Hey, who knows if maybe Naomi said something to her, but because Sasha Banks has a little bit more fire to her from Bulgaria, that she doesn't go with the grain, that she's willing to go against the grain, and she was like, you know what, girl, you're already upset about this, go against the grain and say fuck them, and let's force their hand. And now since their hand is forced, now what they have is that they have a tournament now going on for the women's tag team division, for the women's tag team champions. Shit. And let's hope that they give it to somebody that deserves it. And I am not gonna lie, they're probably gonna give it to Natalia, and they're probably gonna give it to Natalia and what the Ross Cloud is her name again? I'm forgetting her name. I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. Shayna Baszler. There we go. Like, they'll probably end up giving it to those two individuals, if I have to read the room properly. I don't know of another tag team that's in WWE. See, that's the thing about it. How many tag teams does women's tag team of WWE actually have to try to help promote the belt? And I think that's where the problem lies. There aren't enough women tag teams. You have a lot of women superstars at this point in time. How many women tag teams? See, Natalie has gone with the pay it forward role and become a tag team, where she could easily be a single wrestler. But Natalie, being one of the more decorated women in the league, like, as much as they promote Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks and the rest of them, she's probably one of the next ones up in line that you need to go ahead and give her a belt and give her a historic run with somebody. And that could be Shayna Baszler. As it really seems that they've allowed a lot of people to come and go, I feel like they actually like Shayna. And I think they like Shayna because of her physicality. She's probably one of the few women that might be able to go physically toe-to-toe with Ronda Rousey. One of the. Not the only one, but one of the. So we'll continue to see exactly what happens here, right? We will continue. We'll keep an eye on this. Like I said, their tournament will start pretty soon, and we'll keep. I will see who they give a belt to. I will make an announcement as that as hell as Money in the Bank is coming around the corner pretty soon. And listen, and whatever happened with WWE isn't just whatever Sasha Banks and Naomi started WWE isn't just happening in WWE. It sounds like in AEW they have a superstar by the name of MJH, and it sounds like that he is unhappy with his role, and he may pull a walkout. He may pull a walkout scenario as well. Shout out to Amber Moon, as she recently joined AEW. And also, let's give a nice little big up to Ava Raine as she joins the WWE family. Now, Ava Raine is better known as Simone Johnson, as in daughter of Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Simone Johnson, Johnson and Johnson. Yes, folks, Simone Johnson is now joining in WWE under the name of Ava Raine. And I don't know where the hell she's at, but I'm going to start watching to see what the hell she looks like. We're talking about Ava Raine coming up. We're talking about Solo Uso coming up. So as we're talking about in basketball and stuff like that, and about teams that have the next generation of players to help their team propel forward and the next level of superstars and stars, you're talking about the same thing is going on already with the next generation of Bulldog family, the next generation of Steiner family, the next generation of the Rock the Johnson family, the next generation of the Uso family, or the Samoan family, I should say. That comes from the Rikishi and, that Rikishi side. So, there is a lot of next generation individuals coming up, like third, at this point in time, we're talking about third, fourth, and maybe even fifth generation superstars now that are now coming up and working themselves through the pipeline. So shout out to Ava Rose, Ava Rain. Ava Rose. Who's Ava Rose? Is that a porn star? Or is that a fighter? I'm going to have to Google the name Ava Rose to figure out where the hell did I just pull out the name Ava Rose from? Am I about to put up a porn star's name? Hold on. No, not Ava Rosenberg. I just need an Ava Rose. Let's see what I get when I do Ava Rose. Definitely not a porn star. And definitely not who I was thinking of. Okay. I definitely need to get this off my feed because what I'm getting for Ava Rose is some weird ass Tina Bopper. And I need to get the fuck off of my page. Maybe Ava Rose isn't a porn star. Huh. But whatever. But she's coming out with the name Ava Rain. What's going on, Pimpin'? Right, so definitely shout out to her. She's gonna start working her way through their indie system and through their developmental system. And I gotta start watching out for her, to be honest with you. I really have to. Right? Because I don't know where she's at. Like, I haven't noticed her yet. I don't know who Ava Rain is. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck Ava Rain is. You know what's even weirder? There's a part of me that feels like I need to check my database to see if I've ever called a match for Ava Rain, but I doubt I have. I doubt she's made it over to even though she's in Florida. Like you gotta figure like she's part of the Florida indie circle. But I doubt she's made it over to my production. I would have recognized something. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't know. How much time we have left in the podcast? We got about like 10 minutes left in the podcast, right? 23 minutes. I'm lying. So let's also finish up our women's segment by talking about an individual that I know you guys probably thought that I forgot about, but I did not forget. And that is one Brittany Griner. Yes, folks, let's still talk about Brittany Griner. As Brittany Griner continues to be detained, she is on day 102 of being wrongfully detained in Russia on trumped up weed charge so that they can use her as a bargaining chip to try to free up some of their illegal arms dealers, folks. And as you guys may know by now, if you've been listening to the podcast, if you don't know, Brittany Griner is an NBA star. She is a champion. She's a 7-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, 8-time block leader, 3-time first team, 3-time second team, 2-time defensive player of the year, 3-time defensive first team, 4-time defensive second team, all rookie team, NCAA champ, most outstanding player, AP player of the year, Big 12 player of the year 3 times, 4 times defensive player of the year, high school player of the year, and more, folks. She is one of the most decorated women in NBA history. And she is currently being detained in Russia on trumped up weed charges just so they could try to use her to gain a negotiating advantage. But as you guys know, we don't negotiate with terrorists, so we continue to see what happens there. More importantly, I mean, as we pray for her, as we pray, we wish, we hope, we send positive energy in her direction in hopes that she regains her freedom soon. Right? So as much as we focus a lot on that, on us freeing Brittany Griner, let's just I just ask you guys always just to keep her in your thoughts and prayers, right? However you seek positive energy and positive results, put her in that light and hope that she's able to get a speedy recovery and come back home. Let's see here. Where should we end the podcast at? Like, I'm really wondering. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm trying to figure, like, you know what? Should we talk about Gabe Kapler, or should we talk about this potential matchup that's coming on pretty soon? All right, with the Boston Celtics taking on the Golden State Warriors, which could be an interesting matchup, right? we're talking about like really intriguing matchup, and I'm curious which is the more intriguing of the two matchups, right? Or the 5 matchups, I should say. Before we get there, let's actually just talk about a little bit of Gabe Kepler, and we may end the podcast here. Are we gonna end the podcast here on Gabe? Let's see, what do we have left to talk about? Nothing else. All right. So as you guys know, Gabe Kapler is the Giants manager, and what he's been doing, he's been protesting the national anthem. Now, obviously, he hasn't gotten a lot of kickback because of the protest of the national anthem, and it makes me wonder one of two things. Is it because he's not black, or is it because we have just become kind of numb to the times? Right? And now we're like, okay, this is what people's going to do when they're ready to protest. Especially athletes. So he's been protesting the anthem and not coming out for the national anthem until he feels a little bit more comfortable with some of the gun laws and gun control that's been going on in the United States, right? Going on in America, right? And that's due to a lot of the recent shooting that just happened down in Texas from the resident from North Dakota, wherever the fuck he was from. Now, while they played today, he came out today for Memorial Day. And obviously, when you come out after you've been protesting, it's going to draw the question like, oh, what the fuck? Are you not firm in your belief? What's going on here? And what he ended up sharing with us, right? Very articulately, right? Like very, very well at that too. Is that, and I'm quoting him. He says, "While I believe in the right to protest and the importance of doing so, I also believe in honoring and mourning our country's servicemen and women who fought and died for that right." So for that particular reason, on Memorial Day, he did come out in honor of the flag. And for everybody that has lost their lives in support of this country. President tomorrow, he'll probably go right back to the same old thing. But I thought that was very well articulated, and I'm pretty sure he's caught his certain set of shrapnel. And because obviously he's doing this for a good cause, like he never want to cast aspersion upon anybody. But he did a good move by taking this time to not decide to protest, because it probably would have looked bad, and he probably would have caught, if he hasn't been catching a certain amount of shrapnel already, he definitely would have caught more. If he hasn't been catching any already, but definitely would have been more. Folks, I think we're just about done here. There was something else I wanted to talk about on the podcast. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me. Something really did pop in my head for the podcast. And I don't know where it went. I know what it was now. Let's end the podcast talking about some retarded shit, right? Let's go light. I'm gonna ramble here for a while. I was really almost mad at baseball today. I really was almost mad at baseball today. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. I didn't think that there were any baseball games on until 7:30. So what ended up happening was that I'm over here chilling, and I'm thinking to myself like, damn, I know there's not a lot of sports on today, because I've been watching the Heat and Celtics game basically all day, right? I've been rewatching it. And I'm over here thinking to myself like, damn, like I would like to have like some other sport on, so I could just put on the background as having run. I wish baseball was on, like I and then I started being mad at baseball. I started cussing them the fuck out, right? I'm saying to myself, how does baseball not take advantage of this opportunity, right? The NBA takes advantage of Martin Luther King Day and Valentine's Day and Christmas and all that shit, right? Football takes advantage of Thanksgiving, right? Why isn't baseball taking advantage of Memorial Day? Like, you're the only sport that's on outside of basketball. And we all know, depending on the schedules, basketball's gonna be played at night. Like, why aren't you taking advantage of it and having baseball on from noon to goddamn midnight? Well, then I realized what the fuck was happening. I didn't think that there was any games on today or kind of period, or even until like later tonight, because I was only looking at this through New York colored glasses. The Yankees aren't playing tonight, so that was the first thing that had me thinking, like, okay, there were no games on today. And then the Mets were playing today at like 7:30. So I'm saying to myself, like, oh my god, like, this is when you finally decide to have games on? 7:30? Like, shit. Because the only thing that matters to me is what happens in my house. Oh man. So then I turn around and I'm like, wait a minute. Let me check their actual schedule. And see, because I would have been asking about the Yankees and the Mets. Let me see what's actually going on. And yeah, there was baseball games on since like 1 o'clock. So I'm like, oh shit, damn. I think it's like 3, 4 o'clock when I finally noticed. I forgot what game I put on. It was some Fugazi game. It was a game that didn't matter. I couldn't put on the Houston game. It was the same time as the Houston game. Oh, who the hell did I put on? I don't even know. But ultimately, all I really wanted was to put some kind of sports on the background that's current, and just kind of listen to it and just catch whatever vibe is being thrown out there right now. And I'm glad that I ultimately did. I did. I ultimately did end up watching a decent amount of baseball today. Can't tell you that I remember anything from it. I remember a whole lot more from this hockey game than I do for any of the baseball games that were on earlier today. So let's go Rangers. Rangers wrap this up in 7. That's my baseball story for today. I want to thank you guys for listening to the MyT Sports Podcast. Don't you guys forget to go ahead and wish Gilbert, Edleen, Pete, Kiki, and Stacy a happy birthday. Take care of that for me. I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys have had a memorable Memorial Day. I'm kind of upset that my guest didn't make it through here, but we'll get her on here another day. So, guys, it's been another day. It's been another episode, another excerpt of the MyT Sports Podcast. So, as we end the podcast, as the boy Toby and Wigway likes to say, I hope you guys continue to catch a wave that never subsides. But, as I like to say, continue to transform yourself into the kind of person that you would want to work for you. And with that said, we're out of here. We'll join you again on Monday on Wednesday on the podcast. We'll be live on Sharkies. We'll talk about this NBA Finals matchup a little bit more. Maybe the NHL series with the Rangers. We're gonna have the crew from Lamar TV on the podcast. So that's to Marlon and that's to Lumi and Lamar. Lumi and Marlon, we'll have those guys on the podcast. All right, so we'll have a couple of drunk uncles joining us. We'll see what happened with our guest today, Caitlin, our drunk auntie. So we'll see what pops up with her and see if we can get her back on. Folks, it's been a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful time. I appreciate every single minute of it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of faded. My eyes are heavy. You know what I mean? Knees are shaking. On my shirt are already mom's spaghetti. But yeah, we definitely out of here. And you know what? Because of my new formula, I don't have to be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning anymore. I actually get to sleep in. Probably get to sleep until like 6. And I'm really doing and saying all this because I'm just kind of waiting for.
Sorry, B. I tried. Honest. All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained. No lag, no lag. Gonna share my talents with Podbean Live. Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought. Last of the real gabbers. Well, maybe not the last. Munchkin got good mic skills. New, improved MyT Podcaster. Potty down now. Last call for drinks. Bars closing. Sun's out. Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast.